Welcome back, friends and enemies alike. We just witnessed a great IG versus Beast Coast match, and man, it was a slobber knocker, but you know what got us through it? A sweet, sweet monster, and it's getting us ready because I'm joined here by Trent and Odie Pixel for the EG versus Liquid game, and my goodness, what do you have there, Odie Pixel?
Well, fans, it's a monster.
My goodness.
It's a monster juice. You know, not only just experts in sort of the energy area, but also when it comes to something nice and fruity. They've got it bang on.
That's good.
So, hats
That's
off to you,
good,
Monster.
but you know what's going to happen here. A team's going to go home. This is EG versus Liquid. Obviously not the same rivalry as the past, but, you know, if you remember the early StarCraft 2 days, there was some pretty big rivalries between those two teams.
Yeah,
and, you know, even in the early days, TI2 through TI4 Dota, some pretty hype stuff. But we're back. Obviously, one team's European and the other team's European, but, you know. No, I'm just kidding. Go NA. All right. Any first thoughts, just straight up?
Initial reactions and thoughts would be that Liquid's on like the come up, like they're doing better as the tournament's progressing. But coming into this tournament, EG would be the team who I would be like favoring in this matchup. And I think it's still, I'm still going to give them the edge in this matchup, but I would say that, you know, had you told me these two teams were going to face off before the tournament, I would have thought there was a larger gap between them. Now, saying all that, they obviously lost to them in the group stage. So,
twice.
You know,
right?
yeah. So then who knows what's going to happen?
OD, feel the same?
Yeah, I feel like it's going to be interesting to see because obviously, as you said, we've seen what's happened previously. But now I feel like EG is going to be, you know, dare I say, even sort of more prepared for Liquid than because I think Liquid, you know, we've seen them today. They look great, but you know, for that Liquid Alliance series, like they were going up 200% in preparation. Like they were not going to lose against the new Alliance squad, and they didn't, you know. But against EG, I think EG's, you know, they have had them in their sights. They're ready for this one. So either way, it's going to be a great one. But who knows? Because I thought the first series today was, and it was a bit of a walk in the park for Liquid. So we might get surprised again.
I was all excited for that series. I thought that was going to be a bit of a, you know, a very even thing. If anything, I was worried Alliance were going to stomp Liquid.
Yeah. No, exactly. I mean, a lot of people. What?
Jeez. I think a lot of people thought that. Yeah, now even
not so great.
Yeah, it wasn't. And I'm trying to look through these matchups, right? It feels like on Liquid, we talk a lot about Boxy. Who do you think, like, outside of Boxy, who's like played the best this tournament to you on Liquid?
For me, I found Taiga's games to be very good, whether he's like playing the Chen, like him and Insania swapped off there. But aside from that, I just feel like I haven't really had one of those moments where I'm like, oh, Taiga's diving a bit too deep and feeding here, you know, which can happen to 4 players. A lot of the time. So.
Yeah, like so the times I've been impressed with Taiga this tournament the most is when he sort of just punished mistakes. You know, Taiga, he's sort of in his element when the enemy team starts to get a little bit clowny, because then sort of his greedy builds, he's sort of, you know, he's the sort of enigma player. He'll rush the blink dagger. You know, he'll go for those early items because he's just looking to make plays. Things that, you know, you sort of look at, is it really best for the game? Probably not. But, you know, 9 times out of 10, Taiga's been making it work. Here at this tournament, I think overall out of Liquid, I've been most impressed once again with Mikke actually. Okay. He's sort of, you know, the player that I've looked to in their previous lands coming into this. That I've kind of felt, you know, that sort of that solid core carry performance wasn't always there, and something that I knew that he had in him because we saw it when they're on Alliance and sort of after they developed throughout the season. But he's coming with some great games back on that carry position, so. I'm sort of excited to see that matchup because obviously on the other side, Arteezy as well, you know. Yeah. Sure, his ups and downs have been there, but again, an incredibly entertaining carry to watch. And when he does have a good game, he has pretty much one of the best carry performances in the world. Yeah,
speaking of that, I mean, we can go on the other side. EG, it feels like Arteezy, he has been a little bit off. Even the supports, it feels like if Abed's on, they're going to win. If Abed's off, they're going to lose. I don't know if you feel that way too.
Sounds pretty accurate, I would say. I mean, that's kind of like all teams,
I guess
though.
Middle players,
a lot of our games are running off the mid right now. Some roles have lost a little bit of their lust and power, and it's been transferred elsewhere. I feel like for example, the 5, I think, it's pretty hard having a 5 impact at the moment. Might be like the lowest it's been in a while, I feel like, unless you have like Wyvern or something. Like, whereas
Coddle with no BKBs.
Yeah, like previously watching Team Liquid, I always felt like Insania kind of had these big plays. Like, they used to play Oracle a lot, so it's kind of a hero you get to be a little bit flashy on.
Yeah.
But as of late, with the way that like the meta's developed there, it feels like it's much more difficult to have that huge of an impact. It's more of a like strategic and vision-based impact that you're getting out of the 5 now.
Yeah.
No, and on EG, I've really enjoyed watching like Arbed play, even though there's been quite a few games where he's not got a lot of money. It's the weird thing about watching this EG. There's so many games where it will just be Arteezy at the top, and it will be Arbed and Ramsey sort of sitting in that middle ground, being very active and sort of just making sure that they open up the map for Arteezy, which obviously does leave EG open sometimes to being very vulnerable in that aspect, that they are running sort of this 4 protect 1 situation where it's all on Arteezy. And I think that's sort of one of the reasons why, as a viewer, you may feel like watching EG recently, there's been quite a few Arteezy sort of Omega lull moments, because so much pressure's been on his shoulders that there is likely to be that point of the game where one death or one sort of move out of position.
And that's EG. They are going to be walking onto the stage, and yeah, a little bit different. I mean, Abed, he has been in NA for some time before this. As you know, he was on that Digital Chaos roster for quite some time. Ramsey's really the only newcomer to NA, and see him walking coyly onto the stage.
So coy, that boy.
They're a pretty short team, I just noticed.
Well, how do you know? They could all be like 7 foot tall. We haven't got like a banana
scale?
for reference.
What do you mean? I've seen all these people in real
Yeah,
life.
okay,
I've had a
Grant.
growth spurt, you know.
Oh, okay, my bad.
What do you know? Look at that Battle Fury. That thing is
I wasn't
humongous.
insulting him. I was just, what the
No, I'm
hell?
just saying, we don't know.
We
Here
don't.
we
Now
go.
here come the jolly guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh.
Some very northern looking,
Number 1.
icy.
Dude, I like that. I like this.
Oh.
He's ready to kick some ass.
Yeah, he's pretty scary.
Tiger's
I don't know what
cradling
Tiger
a
What's he
baby, I
carrying?
think.
His
Cradling
team,
a
I think.
baby.
That's the rest of
Cradling a
Liquid.
baby.
Just holding them up.
I got you.
Don't know
guys,
what's going
don't
on
worry.
there. Let's see, where are they? Hello?
I think they're gonna come out of that part in the middle. I
You
would.
can walk out now. They're scared.
No,
No.
they're-
Go there.
ladies and gentlemen, the series is over. Oh, they
absorbed
showed up.
Oh, and look, yeah. Crowd involved here. And yeah, this, as you said, looking forward to.
Now that is not a short man.
It is
Koik
not.
was a giant. We found him. He melted out of an iceberg. We brought him to our team.
I mean, even I'm sure, you know what also makes it such a great thing? Let's be real, you know, a lot of it gets hatred, especially on Reddit, but NA versus Europe's always hype.
It is.
Yeah.
It just is.
NA
And it's the
lull.
biggest
NA
rivalry.
Dota lull. You know,
Yeah.
it's great. It's
Yep.
very much enjoyable.
What's your favorite NA Dota meme at the moment?
What was the burger? Beast Burger?
Oh,
Or
that
what was it?
there.
Burger Coast? I don't remember.
No,
So
there's a few like I don't even know how to say. I'll have to look it up. I will get back to you after this game though, and I'll get the best one. Why? Do you got one?
I saw like hamburger every day.
That's the
Healthcare.
one. That's the
Healthcare and
one.
the ocean away. I like that one too. But they forget that there's healthcare to their north, but Canada's just forgotten. So whatever.
Yeah.
And,
I see how it
Odie
is.
Pixel being quite the memer you are from Europe.
Yeah.
What are the fresh new memes over there across the ocean?
I don't, in European memes. I mean, I don't know.
Well, you know,
Again,
he doesn't get included on the jokes anymore since Brexit.
Yeah,
don't
exactly.
tell
You
him
know,
all
we're
the
sort
good
of broken
memes.
off. We have our own sort of,
They-
area of memes. We don't get to share with the EU
You
anymore.
just have your own memes
Yeah.
now, and they're
Cut 'em off.
terrible.
It's just Brexit, lol. That's the only meme we have after we've left.
He's got segregated
struggling.
meme culture.
So, going back to the game here, I've got a question. Who do you think's winning this? I mean, not even just we're going into this draft, right? This is one of the few two teams who have, you know, a very dedicated 5+ captain plus a coach now, right? On one
Yeah.
side, you have Insania plus Blitz. On the other side, Bulba plus Fly. Who do you give the mental edge to?
Oh. I want to. Oh, it's hard.
I feel like I'm going back to the pressure and the doubt, so I'm going to give the mental edge to Liquid.
Because I feel like both sort of Bulba and Blitz are, you know, I think there's a great comparison there because they're both sort of very high-profile coaches.
True.
They get put under a lot of flack. You know, they're always in the firing line from the fans,
Very
and
true.
you know they've both been under the pressure. I'm sure they've read a million sort of horrendous comments about themselves and their drafting,
Especially
and their
Bulba.
ability. Well, I mean,
They
yeah,
both do, yeah.
both of them nowadays. So I think they're both sort of in the same place, and that's what makes this all so exciting. You know, when it comes down to the draft and the preparation for this, neither sort of Bulba or Blitz wants to be one-upped by the other.
Now, I do notice that people give like Blitz credit when they're winning. You see.
So speaking of that, are there any like just bans you think should go away? It's Void if you're not first pick. Anything else? Like the just
Well, still the Chen.
I think the Chen.
Chen
yeah.
for sure. I mean, we know that EG's great with it, and obviously we've heard personally in interviews the comments from Tiger in regards to Chen. You know, it's an easy hero.
Yeah, they started
I can
picking
play
it
it.
and
Insania
winning.
can play it. And I mean, there's no surprise there. Everyone watching knows that Chen is incredibly busted because he just opens up so much. It's a brilliant hero on its own, and it just makes so many of the meta core heroes or supporters just feel that much stronger, and the timings that you can play with the boosted regen, it's ridiculous.
It is.
You've got to take out Chen in the first pick, because I don't think you necessarily at the moment want to be first picking Chen. I think you'd rather sort of grab something like that first pick Void or the first pick Alc, or in the cases of especially EG, the Magnus Juggernaut, which I think they can still get away with. They just are going to tone down on the greed elsewhere. Like, it's still opening with Mag Jug, I think that's fine. Sure, there's the risk of being run down by a Drow Strat, but we've seen teams deal with the Drow Strat before.
We have. And what are you laughing out here, Trent?
I love Owen on the panel, man. He's killing it.
He's a monster.
Owen's
What about
slaying it. He's got his monster.
Yeah, I've got
Look
one
at him.
more
He's
hero.
just going.
Kunkka. We saw it very heavily prioritized last series. Do you think it'll be the same this series?
That's JT's jam, right? Yeah. So they didn't want to give that up. I could see it being on one of the side lanes for either team, but he's still super safe mid, right? And especially if you don't have the last pick. I think if you have last pick, I would be banning Kunkka because he's just like a nice safe hero, right? Like Kunkka and OD kind of come out in that second phase ban. If there's nothing else that you need to prioritize, then you're happy to ban that instead.
Well, I guess we don't have to ask you guys anymore because we got a draft right ahead of
Oh
us.
my goodness!
You know, that's my favorite part of paneling is when that transition happens.
Because you just get that feeling.
Because you get to see heroes.
Yep.
It's fun.
And okay, EG with a Leshrac, which we've seen Mikke has absolutely destroyed on that hero. It's felt like you think of the Lesher like he's going middle, he's doing a 4, and now it's just he's carry. He is that dude.
Yeah. And the Drow ban, I mean, it's already no surprises that EG is going to stick to.
Okay, we've been seeing more and more of this Timber. It's been mostly Beast Coast and EG banning it. Obviously, maybe that means we're getting a Jug plus a melee strength carry.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
You meant a mag, but yeah,
Mag.
I got you.
Listen to what I mean, not what I say.
Yeah, I hear you. Don't worry, buddy.
Thank you.
We understand, Graham.
Is that kind of what you feel that means, or why do you ban the Timber in the first phase? It feels like it sets up Arteezy for a CK, possibly. I'm not sure.
I mean, and sort of the other strength cores that come to mind that EG is going to be comfortable with.
It's
that
just something that
with.
Liquid likes a lot too,
Yeah.
like specifically for this
Oxygo's
team. Yeah, they're very happy with it. They like trying to give them the 1v1. Oh, the coverage.
Instant call, of course, but no, the Venge as well as
Venge
this Enigma.
Enigma.
And we have seen. This is one of the only successful persons I've seen blink Enigma. Doesn't
Blink-
matter if it's for 25
Yep.
stuns, 35
Just
stuns.
brown boots, blink dagger.
Don't matter.
Every game from Tiger. Let's go.
And then the Venge. Liquid's been picking up a few other teams have as well, as we've seen it as a 5 and a 3 this tournament, right? I think they played as a 5 on Insania.
Yeah, it should be Insania. Yeah.
I was a bit of a Venge hater coming into this tournament, but after seeing some of the games and playing a bit of Venge myself too, I gotta say the Dead Illusion thing is pretty awesome. Like even when you don't have auras, because that was the thing that I didn't like for a 5. It didn't seem that valuable, but you can still get a lot done in a team fight, even with just your illusion running around and helping out. Even if it's just your talent aura, it's obviously still very good.
A lot of damage.
And it's really nice as well. I do like it because they would have expected the Kossel was going to be likely as the second pick, and already like Venge game.
Well, I looked at Cap and he gave me a very solid 0. I don't think you can actually put a 0%. That's not how percentages work, but it's whatever.
NA math.
Well, you can do a 0%.
How?
What do you mean?
0% chance, dog.
0%. What do you mean?
You can't percent a 0. That's like dividing by 0.
Oh, Grant's
No,
smart.
but 0% is nothing.
Yeah, so why not just say 0?
This is like the battle of genius minds.
Why would you say
I
zero?
just feel like I'm getting smarter being in between you two right now.
The term zero gravity.
Innocent
if
till
there's no gravity, why not
innocent
just
till
zero?
proven guilty. Oh, and you have to prove it.
Explain quantum entanglement then.
Well,
my brain is
I
growing.
can't do it very much, but I can explain that Kunkka ban because he's a good hero.
I think that was the second phase bans we discussed for the team that has the 10th pick.
Yep.
Man, we're good. What if they ban OD too? We're psycho.
You think they will?
Who? EG?
Liquid will
Liquid.
ban OD.
I don't think Arbe's going to play OD because he pretty much only plays Ember and Invoker from what I've seen.
But don't you want to see him possibly mix it up after losing the Liquid 2 series already?
Yes,
change something
but I
up.
don't know if he will.
Okay.
They seem very happy keeping him on as Invokers and Embers.
Yeah.
Both heroes, of course, still in the pool.
And
I
they
think
ban
that Bristle
Bristle.
ban's a little surprising.
Yeah, I
Like,
guess
how often do you see the Coddle team ban Bristle?
that's true. I guess it's one of the few heroes who's decent against Night Stalker as well, because the nuke's not as good. You just run
Exactly.
away, and he actually does more damage than you do to him. Maybe they're just scared of that frontline pressure, or just getting run over, right? Lycan and Bristle both, kind of these 20 to 25 minute, you have a good lane, you're just going to get your towers pushed in.
Yeah, one of those instances where you just get items on Enigma.
Well, let's see, Liquid. What do you want to take away on the big boys of EG? I mean, so we...
You know, Crit does play the Wyvern. I wonder if that's worth banning. I mean, they've kind of proven they don't care enough about the black hole, so perhaps they'll just ignore it and go for more important things.
I mean, do you expect them to pick something to go through BKB for the Enigma to stop him?
I mean,
feel you should.
Oh,
Even
the,
if it's
the
small.
Rubik was still in. That's way better. Okay.
Yeah,
that's-
whoop, black
all right,
hole
forgot
guaranteed
that was
every
there.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the few heroes that guaranteed black hole. It's a damn good one to steal.
Yeah.
I'm curious, going back to the Night Stalker, how good do you guys, like coming into this tournament, obviously some people were saying it's good. How good do you think it is?
I
Like,
think it's very good if you have 3 core players willing to play it.
Okay.
I think it's also very good if you don't. So, in your
So
answer
it's
to your
a very
question,
good
it's a
hero.
very
is
good
what you're
hero.
saying.
Man, my
But
IQ
it
just
is-
keeps going up
It
and
is
up.
especially good if you have 3 cores. What was it? Vici Gaming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
They
can
played it
play it in all
everywhere.
roles. Oh, a Liquid Pango.
Is this EG?
Mike,
Yeah.
the
Have we got the teams the right way around? We need production.
so are you guys, what are you guys thinking then? Is it like the 4 Pango like EG's played it, or
Well,
I think it's reversed. I think it's
Okay.
a boxy Pango and it's
It's gotta be boxy
Taiga
Pango.
Enigma.
Tyga's shown he's just too good at Enigma. You don't really want
Yeah.
him off that hero. And it can be a lot greedier, right? With Enigma as a 4, you can jungle while Pango soaks. You can't do it the other way around, really.
Like Enigma can basically pull the lane back, move to the jungle, the wave pushes in, Pango's able to get that farm. Already is a bit of a safer laner. I mean, who knows?
do you
Perhaps
think it
we'll
was
see
the
it either
deny
way.
pick as well, possibly? Obviously,
think
EG's the
that
one team playing it, and they had
Pango plus Cottle, and it would certainly have been a possibility for EG.
The,
So I think a little bit of it is taking it away from them.
The double swashbuckle's pretty good, but
Whoa.
this is quite the hero.
Was that TNC we saw play the 4 Disruptor? It
Yeah,
looks
for
like
Tim's.
that's what it'll be here.
And he
yeah,
rushed
I mean,
18-minute Aghanims.
yeah, I like it because it just disables. I mean, you get that if as a 4 you get it quicker, you get that Aghanims, and you have a huge impact late
And
game.
you've got to sort of consider the vision game, the chase game, right? These 3 heroes,
Oh, yeah.
if they want to kill you, they're going to kill. They're going to be able to chase you halfway across the map.
I
That's a
don't
good thought,
particularly like the Disruptor that much here. They already have Swap. Enigma BKBs and blinks before he is ever... Like, you're not going to cancel once he's
True.
BKB.
Yeah. So why do you think they picked it then? 'Cause it is kinda
just
strange,
more
right?
team fight, and I think it is about the chase. It's this idea, like,
Like
I
a
feel
Night
like they're going to get
Stalker.
some tower pressure, and they're probably just going to try and, like, run this game down. Probably, like, tower pressure and Roshing is the 2 most important things left for EG right now. I see TA still in the pool.
PL.
PL.
Isn't PL not good versus Coddle Night
I
Stalker when
was
he just
kinda-
has double void?
Well, because right, as a PL, I mean, you're already, now with this PL, you're heavily relying, right, on the Venge to sort of save your bacon. Because
Every
if
time.
Night Stalker gets on top of you, you're
Yeah.
screwed. Manta's not going to
Dude.
do anything, you're silenced. If Disruptor drops an ult on you, you're screwed. You have to make sure that the save's going to be there from the Venge.
I've played this game before,
It's
but guys,
greedy.
click the hero portraits up top for the love of God.
click the
all-
illusions.
it's
Yeah,
so,
you'll-
it's so-
Oh, yeah.
like just trying to click the PL when he's doing all his stuff. That's
Oh.
what the icon's for.
So it looks like it is the RTs.
I
It could be
hopefully
Ahmed.
I'd rather Arteezy play it. I think after seeing Eurus's performance from Vici Gaming, like he showed us how solid Night Stalker is. Like this is exactly what Vici did, right? They picked Night Stalker first pick, put it in the safe lane.
Yep.
It had one of the best games we've ever seen of a Night Stalker,
And
and in a core
yeah.
position.
And
So
not
if,
only just the voids, right? Like we saw
Yeah.
him when he got the Abyssal Blade and items. That hero does a lot of damage with that
Yes.
ulti.
and we're gonna see a whole different kind of Arteezy Void.
Nice.
there's-
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Hey.
Right.
Yeah, very good.
All right, last picks. Do we got any guesses? We'll let the last band go out, and then you each have to pick for one of the teams.
Which
you have
one
to
do you
call
want?
The pick, or you're off the panel.
Okay.
All right.
Oh shit.
We're off the
I
show.
run a tight ship.
We're on
here.
the plane back home.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Feel it?
yeah.
So
Oh,
you-
we're gonna meet EG there. Airport team.
Well, Ember.
I've never.
Gets
Do you
banned.
ever see teams at the airports when you go by
No.
back home?
I've
sometimes.
I've flown with Yeah, I've flown with one team. That's about
Only
it.
when they're on your shuttle. That's the worst. When they're on your shuttle to the airport, like the day after they lost, that one's a little like, oof.
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, how you doing?
Yeah, hopefully you're just not like Slacks. Grats on the win. We lost. Oh. Okay, so they ban out the Abed. So technically, as you guys have been
I
saying,
mean, Abed OD
Invokers-
looks good.
The Invoker, maybe?
I like OD when I have a lot of vision. Just like keep getting charges off during fights. Just ulti this PL as well. It's like low int to start. I don't know, pushing
And
early.
you kind of want another. I know we talked about it. I know, Owen, you said you
Yeah.
liked more of these playmakers. Do you think you need a little more carry with an Omni Disruptor Coddle on your team? Like, you don't. I mean, you're pretty much all in on Night Stalker's physical damage, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
DK, let's go. DK. No, Storm.
Ooh. Abed Storm.
The only thing that's going to stop you is a Magic Missile, Rolling Thunder, and a Black Hole. These aren't sort of reliable catches, right? 2 of them are ultimates. One's a slow-moving projectile. You got fast fingers on the Storm, you're not going to die. You're not going to die. It's a pretty solid Storm game. And the thing is, you know that on Liquid's side, Blitz, he's watching this show. He's going, it's a good Storm game.
It's
My
game's
my
over.
Look at his face.
He knows.
He's
Blitz
like,
knows.
oh, this is a good Storm game.
All right, who you?
But now Blitz he's got to know what to pick, right? He's
Well, I
seen a
mean,
final pick Storm.
this-
Blitz is going to have the answers.
This team loved Storm. They picked it all the time last year. It was one of Koikfa's best heroes. They were first picking it for a while.
They were
Right?
For
I
a
mean,
lot- that and Brood. They were
That's
first both, yeah.
intense. There's like first phase Storm Spear. They have so much confidence in it. So you have to imagine they also understand a lot of its weaker matchups.
Smiles.
Wait, did you just say Brood? Who said Brood?
No, I
did.
said they were first picking Brood and Storm during
But
that
why not
period.
Brood? Or does Brood just get... Do you have too tough of a
I
lane?
think
I
with-
think Koifa could get away with a Brood game here.
If he wanted to make a lot of space.
Hmm.
But I feel like Night Stalker is very good at chasing. Yeah, you don't want a Brood here.
I don't think
There's
yeah.
too much
I
chase.
think it'd be
Too
fine
much,
to
too
lane,
much,
but
too much catch. Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
So that's gonna be tiny middle, right?
Yep.
We're assuming
Koifa
it's
tiny.
Koifa. All right, and it is the Taiga on
And yeah,
Enigma.
Arteezy,
What
Night
a-
Stalker.
All right, guys. Everyone take a deep breath for 3 seconds, and then I want to hear some sweet explanations on which team you think's going to win, but most importantly, the why.
The why. To me, I'm favoring EG here. I'm not really that into this idea of the Phantom Lancer with relatively weak protection in lane. Like you have a Vengeful Spirit who's not the best 5 in the laning stage, and then you have a support Enigma along with this offlane Pango. I feel like there's so much pressure on Koikfa and Boxy to make so many moves at the start of this game and get a lot of kills done.
I've got to agree. I think the PL is a risky pick. The Tiny, sure, it might be able to sort of edge Arbed out lane, but we've seen Arbed so many times be able to recover, and Storm's a perfect hero to do so. He can very easily kill off the neutrals, and the playmaking from EG is going to be pretty insane, being able to move around with the Arteezy Night Stalker, whereas on Liquid, they do have like this Tiger Enigma. It's a little bit greedy. They're going to need a little bit of time for him, so he can go for that blink, which he's going to get sort of 10 minutes in. But the amount of ways they can get to the back lines, and the fact that they've got Ramses as well ready to save them, I think all in all, EG's got not just a slightly better draft, I think it's an extremely better draft. Easy game for EG.
Crit and Fly's positioning is very important here, though. Like, if they just get caught by Boxy or Koikfa, then these fights are not going to look very good. They're an important support system here. They have to watch for those early aggressive movements and try and counter the TPs to the Tier 1 towers.
Okay, sounds like the panelists here think EG might have the better draft, but we're going to hear from the mans with the plans, Lyrical and Cap.
Never fail to impress with the outros there, Grant. And man, Cap, here we are. It's going to be EG versus Liquid. The panel's feeling EG. Are you feeling the boys in blue as well?
I am a little bit. I think that Phantom Lancer is definitely a curveball, but both sides really did take a lot of curveballs here. We have 2 new heroes from Liquid that they haven't picked this tournament, both in the Pango as well as the Phantom Lancer, and 3 new heroes on the side of EG. They haven't picked up Storm Spirit or Night Stalker yet this tournament. And I think no Omni Knight either. I'm pretty sure about that. So all 3 of their cores are different from what we've seen so far at MDL. And I think that's important because obviously these teams can play it. Both of the teams are very well experienced and such. But when you come into this tournament, especially since there's not a whole lot of information outside of this tournament, right? The last time we saw EG was the NA qualifiers. There is going to be a distinctive idea of how to play the game. And that's going to adapt a little bit as you start playing more matches. And Evil Geniuses, they're certainly taking away from their greedy approach that they had before, and they're going to be playing a very fast pace, and it's Liquid who are going to be taking the greedier approach against EG.
Well, it'll be interesting to watch how that plays out. I think that probably that matchup the other day against Vici Gaming told a lot to EG about how they might need to play going forward, as Crit is going to tango on through there and get himself away from the Phantom Lancer Illusions. The other thing is that it's just the type of matchup where, you know, Arteezy's playing on this Night Stalker. I want to see how much more involved he gets. You were saying even during the draft that you felt like it might be Abed that could have been the one that's playing it.
Yeah, simply because of the way they've been using Abed as a mid, it's been a lot of those Ember Spirits, Gyrocopters, Invoker, Quaswex Invokers. He's been a space creator for Arteezy, but they're actually going to let Abed do the hard carrying in this game, and I think that's one of the great things about EG rosters. All three cores can carry games for you, and I think it's quite a strong Storm Spirit game too, because I think it's nice to always be able to have that threat on the Phantom Lancer. This big AoE rolling in nuke that you have, there's not a ton of disables that you have to fear. It's a hero that can get on top of the Enigma, so even with, you know, Linken's and BKB, you can still be jumped on by a Storm Spirit. Being able to have the superior initiation is fantastic. And that aggressive nature is going to play really well into their supports. Both the Keeper of the Light and the Disruptor are supports best played offensively. They don't want to be reacting too much to team fights being forced upon them. They want their cores to go in and follow it up.
Well, the aggressive playstyle, I'm sure, is going to start back up once we get a little bit later into the game. For now, at least, it's pretty much what we've been expecting to see so far of 2 lanes apiece, with a little bit, it looks like, of the Disruptor rotating, or rather the Enigma rotating up into the Dire jungle, not wanting to be harassed while that's all going on. And well, he could hypothetically even make a rotation over towards mid if he wanted to, with Quakefoot in the area. Tiny, definitely somebody that get a little bit aggressive. It's actually Abed who's beaten into Quakefoot a good amount, and well, gets just first blood. I don't know. That's the weirdest thing in the world.
I think he got a little bit of creep block there, and he had to go all the way around. And then just getting into tower range, that really sucked. But this is terrible because Koifa has been a big part of the backbone for Liquid. He has been super consistent at this tournament. I feel like has won a lot of mid matchups. Taiga, and a lot of damage here. Boxy with the body blocks too. An easy kill for Taiga. Unfortunately, not first blood though, because Koifa.
I know, right? That would have been wonderful starting out for Taiga, but not going to happen. You can see that already also Storm Spirit has the regen rune bottled up, ready to go. We'll see if that trend continues. See the best of runes for him to get. Love it a little bit later on.
Fly died, TP back in, immediately being zoned out by Eidolons again. Not feeling good.
And it's hard out here for a man. I mean, I don't think that they get that kill if he doesn't get the body blocks in either, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
He's that close over to the Pango.
The harassment from this lane is so good. The Disruptor Omni Knight. I love this because you know you can just keep on playing into them over and over again.
And wanting to go in for the purification kill. Easy for Ramses.
That was like barely on the outside of the range, but Ramses, he played a few safe lane Omni Knights for Virtus Pro, so he knows this hero. Even if, I'm not even sure if he played it during the NA qualifiers.
I mean, it's the type of hero that we always saw, and that was one of the strengths of VP back in the day as well, was the ability to have any of those cores be the one that wins you the game. And it's feeling like that might be something that they need to have from the new EG lineup, as already we're having that little bit of the departure with Arteezy on the Night Stalker this time and Abed on the Storm. So as far as these early goings go, it looks like Enigma having a nice time of it, got that one kill. And it doesn't look like Tiny's really been that far set back after the death. Still 25-7 versus the 18-0 on Storm. Well,
roll back.
Again.
The attempt. Good try, good try. It would have been a sick kill, right? The Malphite stun underneath tower and then the follow-up avalanche. They would have just kept him chain stunned underneath the tower, but... I was slightly surprised when I saw the Omni Knight pickup from EG, but it is really good at being able to pressure Phantom Lancer in the laning because he's one of the few offlaners that you can't Phantom Rush him out of lane. You start doing that, you're just going to get Purification nuked. Any big, like, magic damage nukes are going to use this. He's like a little bit low health, high armor sort of hero, so magic damage harassment is really good against Phantom Lancer. As is a good amount sustained, and Omni Knight is both.
It's just so frustrating to play against this Disruptor, I feel like. The 2 points already up in Thunderstrike, and you can see Insania popping the salve there. We'll have to keep our eyes on like what the regen distribution is as well, and if the CS maybe is a little bit deceptive. As we get ready for these 5-minute bounties, Looks like it's going to be a trade-off down bottom of 1 apiece, and same up top.
Oh, they got the toss back onto Abed mid, but he's going to try and go for the kill onto Koifa and might just be able to zip forward. One more shot. A Helix self-saves him, but the second shot will get the kill.
Man, that was sick. So they managed to find the 1 kill there on the other side, and now the rotation over Insania going to force Crit back the other direction. So Abed making something out of nothing. So he barely hit that level 6 and makes the kill happen.
I don't know. What do you think? Spoots is an interesting choice, but I think probably a good one. He needs the armor, and he's got the Enigma to supply him with mana via Arcane Boots.
Quick, so they're going to pop the regen rune, and just heading back the other direction. Nighttime. So we'll probably hang out for a little while, around 2,200 gold away from his Aghanim Scepter. And Quakeful reveals himself, thinking to look for a pickoff in the back. They run into Fly, and the captain is going to gladly perish. He just cues up the Illuminate. Stay off my tower.
Yeah, it's one of those deaths that as like a 5 and sometimes a 4, you just kind of try. You know, you see this lane, you see a big push coming in. If you have some sort of wave clear, it's a huge win if you can manage to kill the creep wave and then duck back into the trees, maybe TP out. But people have gotten really wise to that concept, and you'll see dives like that happen all the time. But Fly's just going to keep going for it. He knows he's creating a lot of space because EG is trying to take mid tower right now.
So if they fully commit to this one, TZ comes back in, trying to slow him down, going to pop the ultimate. Already Fly is dead, but he might still be able to play cleanup here. As Boxy trying to run away mid lane, they drop down the Static Storm, trying to kill off Koikfa Abed, but the Avalanche Toss combination is going to keep him alive for the moment. Chase back in, the swap away, Koikfa living through everything, but not that one. As Insania eventually go down, Mickey goes down, they jump on the wrong illusion, but this PL still in no man's land, dove behind the tier 1. And done.
And you got to be asking, like, was this top lane tower worth it? Because you just lost your mid, and you just lost a team fight. Your carry had to be in that fight. Mickey, I love how active he can get on his carry. He really takes it upon himself to be involved in these team fights and stuff. But that was one of those, like, harsh rotations where you're going to regret a lot. You didn't actually change the team fight. You just added 1 more death, slowed down your farm, and now Evil Geniuses is up by 6k net worth. This is, I expect EG to be up based off of laning fights. I expect Omni Knight to beat the Phantom Lancer. I expect Night Stalker to vastly outfarm the Pango. And, you know, mid, it goes either way. You know, I'm not exactly sure who's better in that matchup, but even if it's 50-50, EG should be walking away with the net worth lead. This is way too big. 5K is way too much at 12 minutes.
Yeah, and I don't really see it slowing down anytime soon. Like, that fight happened during daytime, right? Like, they popped the ultimate, but still, it's all those other heroes that are making this stuff happen. And now Abed's just back there farming up some Ancients, can hit the Shrine afterwards if he wants to. Kaya done, going for the Bloodstone. So a little bit maybe of a slightly greedier build, but it's a big old group up now, looking for a pickoff, and, well, looks like they've got one in mind, and it's Koikfa, who is already Static Storm swapped out, but they jump on the backlines afterwards. Now the Kato ulti, a big old jump in from Boxy as well. Do they have enough damage to burst down Abed? Not quite looking like it as he decides to zip forward, finding Koikfa. Maybe a black hole opportunity, or Abed just going to try and jump away. They get the kill. So they take down 2 for the price of 1. Now seeing if they can get out. Liquid trying to escape. Boxy chased down by Ramses. Purification and the punch down. Not enough mana, but does have the stick charges. And so they'll be able to back out.
Well, that wasn't the worst thing in the world because EG was so far ahead, and you had a killing spree on Abed, 457 gold. That's pretty nice. Phantom Lancer was farming during that time. You got to look on the bright side if you're Team Liquid when you're getting bodied this hard in the first 15 minutes.
Man, that one definitely feeling at least somewhat okay. You'd love to be able to keep Quakeful alive with that swap play, but didn't quite work out for them. As, well, 5-11, 6,000 gold lead. And looking for another pickoff there. They run into Mr. Crit.
Good pick off there for Koifa, but I think Evil Genius is like you know, if you try and get wards down or something, it's whatever, you get picked off as support. But I think for the most part, EG should be playing kind of a 4-man. I think they're like mostly stronger in team fights than Liquid, and Boxy may have just given up his life for an Arcane Rune.
Swap again, trying to roll away, and all right, he's out. So Insania, oh, all right, finished it off. Come on. they get the finish.
All right, he's like, don't worry, boys. I'll clean it up for you. Almost has an Aghanim Scepter, by the way. With the 200 health talent, him pretty much like AFK farming for the last 15 minutes, he is going to be a monster when he comes online. The second night time plus Aghanim Scepter, level 10 with the 200 health talent. Ugh.
I mean, this does feel like that moment, though, where if Liquid can kind of persevere, these next 5 minutes to me feel so key. And God, finding a pickoff right now on Arteezy would be a huge part of it. If they could make this work, they don't know that they're in the area. Jump forward, finding him, the black hole initiation coming in onto this Night Stalker, trying to kill him off in time, but they just can't do it. They don't have enough in the tank. Oh, that was your moment, Liquid.
Let me tell you, Lyrical, there is no easier counter to the black hole than the white hole, because Coddle is an asshole. That's just what he does. You think you're going to be able to chain stun down this hero, but you can't do it, because he's just there, because he has a billion cast range on his Will-O-Wisp. Oh, and now Boxy, silenced up, can't really get away from the Night Stalker this way.
The chase down's going to come. They've already used the Heavenly Grace, trying to get a little bit of an escape, and he's going to be able to roll away.
That, I think, again, that Phase Boots has done so much for him. He's really focusing on the survivability. I kept looking at him going, should he have a Javelin by now? Should he have a Javelin by now? And I see Phase Boots, like, okay, upgraded boots, that's fine. Then a couple bracers. I was like, geez, you're really scared for your life here. And not going for it at all. Yule Scepter build. So that'll definitely help against a lot of these silences. And Coddle, bottom lane, going to get blown up by the combination of the Wave of Terror plus all that physical damage.
And then up top as well, they find Quakeva. Not able to get anything off, so a couple kills traded off there. Liquid not feeling quite as good about it as Arteezy gets pulled back in. They've got the Malefice there as well, trying to escape, but Boxy almost there, and they will get the kill.
That was close. Ramses was closing in for the Purification. If he gets that off, there's no way they kill Arteezy, and they're probably losing a couple of heroes. Insania, well, he could try and TP away, but I think he knows Crit is around, and he'd probably just get glimpsed at some point anyway. Uh-oh, Mickey.
About everybody else is dead.
He just 3-shot. Enigma. That Enigma has 1,000 health. He has an Ogre Axe, but you know, double damage plus the static remnant. He's level 15 with Kaya. That's a lot of damage, Lyrical.
Oh, it hurts. It's hard to deal with. This man's a monster. He decided to go back for, looked like he was queuing up the Yule Scepter, but then bought out for the rest of the way towards that Bloodstone now, it looks like again. So yeah, I mean, you look at this whole draft and the way the dynamic works, as Quakeful was maybe looking for a blink initiation there, it just feels like this EG draft is so well set up to come online right now, and now Arteezy is going to get hit by the Rolling Thunder. Another stun comes out. Glimpse pulling back in Insania, and he's just like, oh, no way! Oh my god, the swap back. And Boxy looks like he's going to be able to escape, maybe in a little bit of trouble as they get the Void out, White Hole down on top of it. Oh, it feels really, really bad. Ty gets chased down, but they won't be able to find any counter pickups.
Dude, I saw Insania and I was like, wait, is he really going to swap Pango? That's so risky. You're just a fight position, Insania. Just give up your life. Just die. Fortunately, Boxy doesn't get punished for it or anything. Again, without the Yule Scepter, like, he's very susceptible to silences, and they've got a lot of them. They've got the Disruptor, plus the Night Stalker AoE silence. Space for Mickey.
That's what I was about to say. Like, you know, on the one hand, they're down 8,000 gold in 18 minutes. It's not great.
Yeah.
On the other hand, as it looks like they're trying to bait on Illusion. Oh, that ain't going to work. All right, I was going to say Mickey is farming, but now Mickey is dying, and... well, that is going to be another one down. Chase away, not going to happen.
No longer space for Mickey.
Oh.
Dude, and they're killing mid.
All right, I think it might be time to stick a fork in it. Boxy, roll back in, and they can't get on top of the storm. Abed literally walking circles around Boxy.
He gives him the time. Looking for me as Boxy just cannot hit him with the Rolling Thunder. This is, like... our EG's playing this so well. The super fast lineup. Oh, Taiga. Okay. Straight black hole.
And into Avalanche. Toss, wanting to get the finish. Arteezy walking away. They're going to TP out because they know if they stick around any longer, they were all going to die. With that, Quakeva actually doesn't have a TP right now. So they might be aware of this as they chase in and they find the Tiny. Oh, you can't run away. We got all the vision in the world. As they get the glimpse, pull him back in closer. They don't want to lose this Night Stalker here, but I don't think it's going to happen as eventually Quakeva going to be beaten down to death.
And then Abed just plays on the high ground right next to this mid-tier 2 tower, waits until somebody comes up, sure enough, and Sania goes up there maybe to D-ward or something, gets the easy kill.
Norman Bloodstone charges. And Crit gets his eyes onto Boxy. There's other people nearby Boxy as they pull back in this Pango, drop down the Static Storm. One by one, man. They are getting demolished.
I mean, this is really weird. Like, Taiga didn't even turn around.
No.
That just says, like, they had two very different ideas of what to be doing there. Taiga's like, I'm going for bounty runes. We shouldn't be fighting there. And Boxy just, you know, kill or be killed Boxy. He runs into a hero. He has to attack.
I mean, I'm struck by something that I feel like I heard Grant say the other day, which was like, you know, EG are going to keep on playing greedy until someone forces them not to. And I feel like that was yesterday Vici, and now we're seeing this other side of the EG lineup. They're adapting, and it looks really good when it's not just 4 heroes farming.
I mean, you look at this Liquid lineup, and they have the potential for team fight, right? But Evil Geniuses is just playing this so aggressively and creating so much chaos, and every single time they get a kill, they move, right? They're not doing the thing where you get a kill and then push in the lane to be able to hit the tower. Oh, nice toss back.
Something big for them as they want to jump in, but Abed is here as well. Can they kill off this Night Stalker in time before the Storm Spirit brings them all out? Actually, Storm is fairly low on mana. He's got to be a little bit careful, but now the White Hole is down, trying to chase down a bit more. Quakebug going to get killed by that Purification. They lose the Coddle. Now they're going to lose Boxy, as he is also under fire, and the Pango, possibly? All right, yeah, he comes back. He's not getting away.
It's a rough one when you have to build Yules to try and chain stun these very mobile heroes like Night Stalker and Storm Spirit, because they just don't have good enough answers. Because they've got Avenge and Enigma whose support impacts are not great in these fights right now. And see what I mean? Like, they kill bottom, Abed's immediately searching for the next kill into mid.
No, man. He doesn't even care if it's heroes. He just wants Eidolons.
Yeah, he'll take that too. Denying farm away from Taiga. Because the game does get a little bit harder when he gets BKB. Again, EG's playing this fast pace because they know it's not just the Phantom Lancer, it's also the Enigma who can become quite scary if they just give him a bit of farm. They didn't draft a single BKB piercing disable the last time they matched up against this same first one too. Last time they third picked the Winter Wyvern with a Coddle, saying we have to have something to break the BKB. Here, Evil Geniuses is just saying all we have to do is just play fast enough to put them on the back feet. Now we've got a 12k advantage, and it almost doesn't matter if he gets a black hole. How many times have we seen a black hole from him, and they can't kill that Night Stalker that they're gunning for?
It's absolutely true, and it speaks really to, you know, the problem with and the strength of the EG draft as well, is that it hits these timings before Enigma gets his items, before PL does any damage. Because I'm really curious to watch at the end of the game if it is looking the way that it feels right now, how much damage this PL has done. Because I want to say we're looking at Bulba numbers here, honestly.
Whether or not he breaks the 1k line will be determined. But what I love about the last pick, Storm, is that this lineup is able to play like this. It's another hero that plays fast with them. But you don't feel the threat of the Phantom Lancer all that much, because Abed's still going to be a great one-to-one hero against him when he's ahead of the Phantom Lancer, right? When you're able to just run down with your level 25 Remnant talent and get a bunch of AoE damage and make that Phantom Lancer doppelganger away defensively.
And because we've seen so often now, like the 4 heroes of UG up on one side of the map while Abed is either farming creeps or heroes, it's really turned into this situation now as Boxy is just going to get the roll TP away. It's turned into this situation where he is 4 levels ahead of the next highest level in the game. Level 19, about to get that level 20 mark. It's tough. 10k experience lead.
You know, I was talking about the late game Storm Spirit, and I was going to add, you could even get an Aghanim Scepter, but I was like, nah, that'd be stupid to say. He's going an Aghanim Scepter. He's like, yeah, baby, more AoE control. Let's go.
Well, and if he gets the cooldown reduction, what's that bring it down to, like 9 seconds or something like that?
Oh, yeah.
And then you've got the White Hole on top of it. That sounds really scary.
Yeah, pulling him deeper into that little will-o-wisp that that's always really annoying. Any positioning, like Rubik's kind of annoying for that reason. If you can get Bench and Coddle together for the swap magic, keeping people inside of that Will-O-Wisp is the most infuriating thing in Dota right now.
Okay, trying to farm out this triangle, get himself to that next item, something to just make him feel a little bit stronger. But guess who's here yet again? Every time you think you got a safe space, it's not there for you. Dual Scepter lift up, but the silence is already coming out, and now the Will-O-Wisp, that's going to be Mickey dead. Looking like they had another one in the dust as Boxy tries to run away, but Arteezy is there, Abed is there, EG is there, and Liquid are all gone.
Blink Dagger up for Arteezy. As you can see, that Blink Silence is devastating mixed with the Coddle. It's not just about the double void. It's about the fact that you can Will-O-Wisp stun somebody, and then Night Stalker is able to get on top of them, silencing them. They can't use their mobility that they have from the Pango as well as the Phantom Lancer. They can't use their abilities to get outside of that ball. And now they're just left with... This is going to be Liquid for the foreseeable future, is that they will just be playing the split push halfway, like suiciding down lane and hoping they'll be able to TP out fast enough. You know, you're just trying to create some space somewhere because you have a Phantom Lancer who only has his Diffuser Blade, isn't nearly tanky enough to deal with these AoE spells.
And you can just see with that itemization, you know, the Omni Knight going for this Solar Crest as well on top of the drums and Yule's Vlads. I mean, he's just got a ton of money. But the big thing is that it's all to the benefit of trying to help this Storm, to help the Night Stalker get these other cores online and end the game, as it looks like Roach is going to go down. Continuing to struggle right now. Liquid needing to find an answer.
We just look at the difference between this lineup and the last time. This same opener between Liquid and EG happened. Last time they 9th picked an Arc Warden. And Liquid counterpicked them with the AM. Like, just a smart drafting win. But Evil Geniuses just, they say, no, we need to be much faster. We need to attack Liquid head on. I think one of the best things they did was make sure that Boxy had a pretty bad lane. Mickey wasn't able to do anything in his lane. And then, you know, Stormshire got a free kill on Koifa, so that's a win too. You lose 3 lanes in Dota right now.
Oh my god, BKB Black Hole comes out. Can they bring them down in time? It's only 2 out of all. And Arteezy trying to walk away, taking a good bit of damage as they drop down the Static Storm. Still living for now as they get the walk away. Abed shows up as well. Nobody has died from Evil Geniuses, and Liquid with a great last attempt, but it looks like they're going to come up just slightly short as the chat wheels are flying. People are dying. Oh my god, it's all too easy for EG here.
That was your last all-in maneuver, I'm pretty sure.
And you could tell as well that it felt like they knew that it was coming. Like,
yeah.
Ramses kept throwing out those Heavenly Graces and, you know, the Solar Crest onto Arteezy as he was walking in to break the smoke that they thought was coming.
Yeah, I mean, when you're far enough ahead, you can beat superior, like, team fight. You know, like, they don't have a counter to the Enigma Black Hole. Well, their counter is being just better than you. God.
Oh, Abed, he's gone in a bit deep, my dudes, as they get the Aegis one time.
Do they have Rolling Thunder? Do they have anything to disable him?
Malphus? Baby? No, it's not going to be their time. Malphus comes out, but, I mean, that was a dominance move. Might have gone a bit too far.
Well, that's not going to be a lane of barracks because they no longer have Aegis on Storm Spirit.
Oh, no. Maybe it is, actually, as they turn back into them. Rolling Thunder comes out from Boxy. Arteezy chasing forward. They get the pull in onto 2, doing so much damage. Does get bashed through the midst of it, but now they've gone in with Boxy, and he's eventually going to be punished as another Static Storm comes on down. That one is an Aghanim's upgraded one, as not even the fountain is fully safe.
I love the fact that the fight started and you said, yeah, it probably is another lane of barracks. Despite the fact that it was Liquid starting the fight on EG, we've been conditioned to understand that this game's probably over and that EG is going to win that fight, despite Liquid's the one starting it. I mean, we just keep on watching Arteezy Night Stalker. I mean, we said it at the start, right? It's like the safe lane Night Stalker, they're going to have damage issues. They banked on, like, Koifa's tiny big to be able to create a lot of... He needs to start the fights, he needs to be able to blow up some heroes, and then the Pango comes in and cleans up the rest of the fight. Taiga follows that up. But you just never got to that first part, in particular because you've got like this Night Stalker with an Omni Knight. You can't kill him.
Oh no, not again. Oh, they roll in from downtown and find Mikke. He was trying to farm to get to that next item, and it was just not gonna happen. Back to the next shrine. Is there a mercy button? What do we?
Yeah, can we be the referee that comes
Throw
in
the
and
towel?
throws in the towel for Liquid? They're being beaten senseless at this point.
God, take down another one, why don't you? And another Rolling Thunder. BKB immediately popped. Never say die is the call from Liquid.
So the next step for Arteezy is going to be Nullifier, I think, which will be another good way to answer Pango and Enigma. They'll rely heavily on Insania's level 2 swap, which he's still trying to get. Just needs like a point of experience and he'll have it.
Ooh, 100.
Yeah, you need that. You need a longer distance to get people away from this silence and away from this Will-O-Wisp, because level 1 swap just isn't far enough.
It's feeling like far too much, definitely. And even the answers that they have, like, the reason that they got that kill onto Abed was because he just went crazy, right? He saw the Vengeance respawn, he's like, I'm just going to go in there. He was able to bait out a couple buybacks when it happened. If they play this safe, I don't think that there's a way that Liquid can win. Just based upon, like, the movement, sit the Omni Knight behind anybody, and just let them punch the tower. Like, Disruptor could go up and punch the tier 2.
Just play together. You can have one hero that's separated from the rest. But other than that, I mean, if you play together as a group, just don't get 5-man black hold. And Liquid is going to have their hands full just trying to get one kill.
You can see Taiga there anticipating the jump from Storm and maybe hoping to get a black hole when he does go in on one of the backline heroes. But right now it's just Ramses that's able to sit behind and keep all fine and dandy. Shiva's guard is going to be coming out in just a second, looks like, for Storm. Which does mean that he does not have buyback. But it is feeling like even if that happens, the jump in, they find the black eye, looking for the black hole. It's pretty good, but there's no follow-up damage. And the BKBs get popped right as the Rolling Thunder comes through. They've got the Will-O-Wisp doing all the damage to Quakeba in the world. Taiga's dead. That's no more Enigma. That's GG.
Well, that's a 35,000 net worth lead by 32 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that ain't great.
That's big stomp territory right there. Whenever you see heroes that have to build items that isn't natural to their builds, it means there's a little bit of a problem. And you see this Phantom Lancer who, had to go Diffuse a Blade, Yasha, and then was trying to go BKB. Mm-hmm. When you have this Pango going Eul Scepter into Basher because they need more control, there's just like something wrong that you're trying to address. There's something wrong with the draft, that there's this huge weakness and you're trying to address that part. You're just not able to with items. It's just not good enough. I think Liquid, they're going to have to pick up the pace a little bit more. This opening may not be as solid as they found it the first go-around against EG.
We'll have to see. Ladies and gentlemen, the first game of a best-of-3. Let's head back to the panel, see what they thought about that stomp.
Greed is not good, according to this game at least. That was a beatdown. EG takes down Liquid 1-0. I'm rejoined by OD Pixel and Trent, and initial thoughts.
Well, as panelists, it's important to be willing to learn when you're wrong and to really grow as individuals. But sometimes you're just really right, and you just read that shit, and you come out and you see the chat, and they all doubt you. But Owen,
I'd like to believe some of the chat. Some of the chat believes.
Of course they do.
They were like, yes,
yeah,
but this is an extremely better draft from EG. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how Liquid was hoping to play that game. That PL ended up 0-8-0. I think the
0-8-0.
Maybe this was another sort of TI Gyro incident. Sort of, oh no, I picked PL. I meant to ban it. I mean, obviously that's not great either. And then,
wow, but
because sort of like, what? Why did you pick PL? And smile and play, Mickey. Smile and play.
Smile. No, but you say that. I mean, that's 32-minute game involved in 0 kills. I mean, it is the hero as well. And we saw the greed. We actually brought up EG being greedy in draft. It ends up being Liquid, and
They were.
I think what we've learned, even in like Beast Coast IG, the quicker team wins. Do you think is that where this patch is going for the end of the tournament?
Not necessarily. I mean, they just had like super hyper aggression that like played off of being able to dive and be ahead and stay ahead. Like that sort of a lineup, if they're not ahead, is not going to look very good. Like if you're able to turn one of those fights around with a good black hole early on, then perhaps this disruptor playing from behind is never going to be very fun. But that didn't happen.
It didn't.
They were just ahead the entire game.
Yes.
And those two supports, when you're ahead and dictating the fights, like when you can say, okay, guys, Will-O-Wisp is up. Okay, let's go fight. Then life's going to be good. Yeah.
No, and I think you've got to credit sort of EG for both things there. Sure, we liked the draft. We thought it should be an easy win. I didn't think it would be that much of an easy win. That wasn't just a great draft from EG. They played it all perfectly. All three lanes were crushed. Very impressed with sort of how Ramsey stepped it up. We've seen Ramsey have some sort of rocky performances on the off lane, but this time around his aggression was at the perfect level. He was absolutely crushing them with that Omni Knight down at the bottom lane.
Would you give him the MVP? I was feeling like it's between Ramses and Abed.
In a stompy game like that, I find it's always sort of hard to choose the MVP because you could look at each individual player there and say, that performance was fantastic. For me, overall, I would still give it to whoever was making the calls in the draft, whoever was sort of the final decision maker.
So
on that.
Bulba, we're gonna pick Bulba.
Yeah,
Bulba MVP. Let's give it to him.
Let Bulba get some
There you
credit.
go,
There you
champ.
Bulba. Give it to Bulba.
And as you see, the
he
draft
gets to
down,
wear the hat.
the draft down bottom there. So you think this Enigma, Venge, no more?
In this day of meta, those two as your opening two heroes, I think you're just missing out on so many other opportunities. You see those two heroes that doesn't strike me as a wow, look what we got as our first two heroes kind of opener, especially against a team that's just opened up with a first pick Night Stalker. I think we've seen from EG now this showing of them, the way that they can play with Artesia and the Night Stalkers in that carry position is very scary for other teams because you've now got to really consider against EG as well, just taking out Night Stalker first time every single time. And it was really refreshing to see as well, I think, and I think a lot of EG fans will agree, getting to see this play style of EG where Arteezy, he isn't on that AFK farmer. It isn't just up to sort of Abed and Ramses making some space, sacrificing their farm whilst, Arteezy sort of hoards the map for himself, building up all this gold. It's him getting involved, and then Abed's able to sort of get away with getting more out of his movements because suddenly he has an active carry player to perform with. So he is getting farm. All three cores pretty much for the whole of the game are just ahead of farm because they're all making these fantastic coordinated moves around the map. And I just want to sort of see EG play this style more, and I want to see Arteezy getting as active and being on these heroes that allow him to play as well as he did here.
And man, that middle lane, double solo kill, Storm onto Tiny, and the second kill was against an Enigma who was there. And he did end up dying, but he got the kill before that. You want to see more of that Abed, right? We don't want to see that, as Owen said, we don't want to see that sacrifice. We want to see him go.
And it wasn't just his laning stage either. Like afterward, he was so aggressive. Like very many, so many kills across the map. He ends up getting a double kill on the PL and the Enigma with a DD rune. I mean, how many times did he just find Mickey just farming some neutrals somewhere or ancients and just ruining his time? And that was part of the power of their dual core and the Night Stalker and the Storm Spirit, that if either of them got even just a glimpse of PL, he was just dead.
Oh, exactly. Yeah, and just overall, because this duo core, it's like the perfect snowballing duo core, right? As soon as these two heroes get any sort of momentum, they're going to sweep up the game.
I can read those letters at the top. They say M, V, and P, actually.
And that's EG, so it looks like it is Abed who gets it 19, 2, and 12.
Yeah.
Pretty hard to go against.
33,383 Twitch chatters impressed. 38.6% of viewers cheering his name. 28.9. I'm going to go with those are the defectors. Those are the haters who can suck it because he's owning.
I think the number, something was rubbed 20,628 times to get this victory for Evil Geniuses. So good job, fans out there.
You guys did
real
great.
a deal for them.
So, man, going into this next, are we changing up any bans, or do you think Liquid just needs to change up the picks then? Because it doesn't sound like we hated the bans. Just the opener more so?
I think it was the opener wasn't the best opener, but I think it really did just go downhill at the PL pick. It did nothing, and we were worried that it would do nothing, and it didn't do.
I'm going to hate the opener a little bit. I feel like Night Stalker says, hi, we're going to be aggressive and run at you. and then you pick like a pretty slow support duo.
Yeah, I think
mean,
especially
Just mostly the Enigma.
exactly. Like
Yeah.
I would rather like Tiger play like the Sand King, you know that game.
Or even like a Tusk or something. I mean, Tusk isn't very good versus Night Stalker, but something more along those lines where it's like, I'm ready to fight. We're here. We're prepared for engagements. I'm not looking for these big items first.
Yeah.
Low cooldown, perhaps, would be a little bit more beneficial.
But without it, I don't think we'll see a single game in the rest of the tournament where PL is picked into Night Stalker. I don't. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, especially if the Night Stalker is carry. The timings, everything. You're never at a point when you're able
You'll
to
never be ahead of
able
them.
to fight. You cannot turn up to the fight because you're so reliant on your abilities, jumping around with the doppelganger. You're not going to get to do that against any of the timings that carry Night Stalker is playing with against you.
Yeah, it's not like PL's even a good hero, even like not against Night Stalker, right? They risked it.
They went for the let's kill
No
the
Will-O-Wisp,
Will-O-Wisp, I feel like.
Yeah.
And don't
You can't.
just don't.
Dude,
You
right?
can't.
You can't. You think you
I'm
can,
trying.
but
You
you
think you
can't.
can.
It's
Joke
not.
spinning is the only hero that can kill Will-O-Wisp.
And
That
even
is
then,
it.
you're like,
Yeah, and even then you don't know if that's worth it.
yeah.
It's like, man, I should have just Omni-Slash this whole time.
Why'd I do that? Well,
Yeah.
that does bring us to the end of game number 1. Evil Geniuses 1 game up over Team Liquid. Can the boys in light blue bring it back against the boys in dark blue? You're going to have to come back and find out. Welcome back, memers and dreamers. We're here. We're at a 1-0 with EG versus Liquid. But don't worry too much. You're not dreaming. We've already got a draft ahead of you, my friends.
Whoa.
Trent,
Whoa.
Odie Pixel, hello.
Hi.
Hello.
We have some spectacular heroes.
We do.
Well, do we?
We have Faceless Void.
I mean, that's
good
great.
hero. We have Lina Earthshaker lane combination.
I mean, I guess, but again, it's sort of on the same level. I feel there's an Enigma Avenge opener.
What did they just ban?
like,
Who's that guy?
That's the watery boy.
Oh, nuts.
They had to know that was coming, so they wanted the Earthshaker.
Yep.
Just raw.
That's a
Yeah.
boxy hero. That's a guys.
Yeah.
We're almost out of this tournament. Boxy carry us.
Let me do it, yeah, because that is a hero you can carry with in the
Yep.
offlane, for sure. I mean, we saw J2 do it with LC, do it with the Earthshaker.
Yeah.
And the Night Stalker got first banned. You guys like that?
Yeah, I can't really blame Liquid for their 3 bans. I think that's expected. They were going to, of course, know that Void was going to be the one to get through.
So this is the same as last game, right? Dire, EG, first pick.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what does that
Interesting.
say? It
That,
says EG got
Probably
I-
says EG prefer first pick, if I had to
Yes.
guess.
yeah, I think it does because
So first
They
game,
wanna
they
yeah.
probably took Radiant inside of Liquid, and then EG were like, okay, we'll take first pick, and then EG probably had choice and was like, okay, we'll take first pick.
Yeah, because it seems like Liquid does like getting these pairings right away. Even though it didn't work last game, they got it this again.
I mean they like
Get a
getting these pairings, but I'm
don't
not,
like
I'm not
it,
fully sold on this pairing as an opener.
This is a much better opener. This is a flexible hero in numerous ways, right? Like
Okay.
Earthshaker can lane and roll different ways. Likely it's going to be 3, but you never know when that matchup in the mid could occur where it's good. And then Lina can be mid, Lina can be 4. So, and I think this is a strong duo, right? You have Fisher into LSA, lots of damage.
Stuns are always good.
Yep.
And these are a lot better stuns than Malefice and Magic Missile. Much better.
I mean that you're not wrong there.
Yeah. And so it looks like the one hero that wasn't banned, obviously, Mirana was banned. The Night Stalker replaced it, so you've already got that almost guaranteed arrow into the Chrono. Ooh.
That is it.
He has his hat forward now. Wasn't it backwards?
No, it was forward.
Oh,
It
it
was?
was forward.
Okay, it was
Yeah.
backwards yesterday.
Oh.
Like, I was reading too much into it.
He's turning things around because
He
now
is.
they got to win.
Indeed.
Yeah. Position 5 heroes in the pool. There's Wyvern for Insane if you want something. There's still Caudle if they want to play it.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
mean-
fairly good here.
Yeah. No,
Cuddle's just good, yeah.
Yeah, both-
We
both
always
of
talk
those-
about it. Just it's
There's
normally
Shadow
good.
Demon too. It's also fine.
And it feels like Liquid does like going with saves, right? So I think a
Yes.
Shadow Demon would be more along the lines than a Coddle, but you
Cole-
just lost
Cole-
with that.
He might
Yeah.
just Venge again. I wouldn't be too surprised.
I would, no,
Against the Void?
Cole's
That's
got to
not
be
bad.
top of the list. I feel like loads of other teams would pick Cole in this position, and you know you need something that's going to mess with the Void in his Chrono.
Yeah. that's fair.
Cold would be exactly that.
I mean, isn't already, though, a Fisher and a Light Strike rate pretty good against that, though?
Yeah, I mean, sure. You're right. They do have a lot of AoE stuns to easily throw in from a
It's
distance.
just hard, right? It's just the best 5 hero besides, like, Chen sometimes.
Yeah.
Coddle is that good.
I think they're probably considering their Mickey hero too, and to me that looks like Gyrocopter at the moment. Just in terms of like heroes that are left, like, I mean, you could go for something that's like, oh, I want to try and like survive in Chrono or something like this Bristle. Maybe like you could do Bristle CM in this duo if you wanted.
There's the
But thank
Coddle.
goodness, I guess you could do Coddle Bristle too.
This
It
is
is
nice.
too good.
You know, this is Liquid sort of not trying to, do something groundbreaking.
Don't
They're
overthink
just
it.
saying, hey, boys, you know what's good? A Cold's good. Again, I think you can never have too little of abilities to mess with a Void in his Chronosphere. Like, at the end of the day, you've
Agreed.
got to account for the fact that you don't know who's going to get caught in the Chrono. Ideally, you want to make sure that the majority of your team has some ability to help their teammates out.
Once you have level 4, it's or level 15, depending on the Coddle, like, and you have nice cast range on the Blinding Light, you can also hit people into Chrono fairly easily. Like some of Void's own allies as well can be a little bit irritating. Like keep them controlled up inside the
that
Will-O-Wisp
could be the big
and stuff
brain
too.
plays.
Huge brain.
Wow, I'm looking forward to it.
What's the fly hero here, do you think? Do you go with the save, as we were talking about for Liquid, they didn't, or... Because it feels like this is probably where you're going to pick it.
What would be good right now? Something that had like long range disable. That's hard to get out of a 5.
It is.
Like Venge is actually kind of okay.
Jakiro?
Like Jakiro's very good.
We've
Yep,
seen
nice
her
and tanky.
Fly play
Good
game.
with the
Ooh.
Faceless Void.
Whoa,
Arteezy just put
baby
down the
Ray.
fist.
But he's smiling.
I want a good lane support.
Why did they ban Magnus? Right? Where's my Empower?
Yeah, Ogre and I do like those bands, the Ogre and the Magnus.
Oh, the Lich. Fly's been playing it like all tournament, I guess.
Oh, but
Makes
of
sense.
course.
And right, this. I mean, I remember in one of the games, his Chain Frost actually make a difference. A lot of the
Yep.
time, you're just under leveled and you don't feel the impact. But that game, you're like, whoa, whoa, and you do. And then you have the Frost Shield, so you have a decent lane partner.
Yep.
It's an overall good pick.
McKay's getting the big question right now. When do you want to play, dude?
Yo,
Yeah.
don't say PL.
Can you play the Bristle?
Don't say PL.
Lich was nice too because I like the gaze when I'm playing against Bristle.
Yes.
Again, like force
like a half
focus
deny
thing.
there. I
Yeah, it's
agree.
kind of nice.
Because they did ban EG, ban the Bristle. They know Liquid likes playing that up-tempo stuff, but 3 of these heroes, honestly, are pretty decent against Bristle. The pull around, the Chrono you can get around. Might have to switch it up. They only got 15 seconds, and they've used a lot of their reserve time right now.
And this is like your full strat. And they go this. Oh, of course, the
Stuns.
CK.
We got some
This is
stuns.
what we wanted right at the start of the last
Yeah,
draft.
we wanted to see CK Cole from the last time.
Yeah.
McLaren's. Hell
Incredible. Ooh.
Yeah, what a sponsorship. Shout out to
My
MDL.
goodness.
Yeah.
Next
Yeah.
one. Look, they had the like customized ones picking them up, I believe, some of the players.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be sick.
Yeah. Get to ride a McLaren. Oh, man. Crit looking like completely crisp on the side. That thing's like from this morning he got that cut.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Fresh.
Boxy, like a little rougher on the sides there, you know. A little shaggy.
But look at that. So overall, Lich has been picked 19 times, 47% win rate. Fly has played it 4 times, 3-1. He's doing something right. Winning.
Abed hero here, probably, assuming there's, that's the priority that you don't want banned out.
I mean, there's a lot of stuns, right? So it's tough to pick him. You want to get like a pretty survivable mid hero, right?
We've seen a lot of DKs versus these CKs.
I don't mind that.
Because there's so many stuns, I wouldn't mind something else that, as an offlaner, you're going to be able to provide some sort of a save again. I mean, any
like
of
if you want the Legion, for
Omni,
example,
Abaddon, Legion,
you might
any
have
of
to
those
pick it
three.
now.
I think any of those 3.
Oh yeah, Abba's still in. So with Abba and Omni,
think do a
or
lot,
Abba, Omni, and Legion all in, then I
Yeah.
think you definitely take the Abed
Which one
hero
would you want
here.
out of those? Which one out of those would you want?
Probably Legion, because I like the press the attack buff, and I like the overwhelming odds versus the CK illusions.
And a lot
You could also argue Guardian Angel, because it like nullifies CK during a team fight, though.
It does, but it doesn't really nullify the other 3, I
Yeah.
suppose.
But the pick-off potential would be nice.
They do
Okay,
use the Omni.
Guardian Angel's pretty busted.
It was always going to be like one of those 3.
Good skills.
I think it was.
Yeah.
EG was super happy that they had the option to kind of choose what they wanted, and we saw last game. Ramses, he was in the zone on his Omni Knight.
Dude, he
was
played. He was just owning in the
he
lane.
was
They couldn't do anything.
absolutely smashing his lane.
Makes me wonder what they're going to get for Abed, though, because that means that they found this pick was more important. Even though Abba and Legion were both in, they're saying that we really want this Omni now, and we're okay with them denying a potential Abed hero here.
Well, they're going to use the rest of their reserve time here. 9 seconds. They ban the Storm again. A lot of stuns there, but they just don't want to deal with it.
Yeah, that they still ban it
Insania's
here.
clowning right now.
Yeah.
All right,
What
they're
is-
just throwing their
whoa.
draft. They're throwing hand warmers at each other. All right, teams relax. This is good.
Whoa.
I thought you were going to say they're
This is
throwing their
good.
draft.
Yeah. That's a good sign, frankly. You know, I think this is the emotional support of Blitz coming in
That
clutch
doesn't look
here.
like a focused team.
Yeah,
I mean, they're
you-
messing
so
around.
you'd
The
rather have
business
fun
is a
than be
serious
focused.
Okay,
game.
what is there to focus on right now? You just lost. You don't really want to be thinking about that. You gotta depressurize. See, this is Owen's
See,
problem.
these guys are having
'Cause
proper
we
conversations.
lose these games, and Owen goes, "Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on! Let's queue again. Let's go again. Let's go again. Let's go again." He's like hitting the button. It's like, dude, we played 3 games. I gotta pee.
And
Like,
what was the
just
record of those
relax.
3 games today?
Oh, today was better. Today was 1 and 2.
1 and 2.
I mean,
Oh,
but they
hell
were-
yeah.
yeah.
okay,
Wow.
we should have won, but we should have won all 3, frankly,
We
and we
should've.
definitely should have won 2 if our Phoenix didn't abandon.
Oh,
But
yeah. We got
Oh, wait,
such
that
is
hero's
life.
still in the pool.
it is, and
That's a conk.
Ding ding.
it's very nice. I think for one of the reasons
Viper.
being that it could have been picked up by Liquid, would have been a very nice sort of way to deal with the Chrono. I feel like we've seen Kunkka a lot do very well against Void in the way that he can just nullify the effectiveness of early Chronos with getting a boat out on his teammates. And also, I think it also shuts down maybe the possibility that with that Shaker Lina opening 2, Liquid may have been in the long haul, could have maybe been looking up to set for the
Could you
Brood
not? Well, could you shake her mid now though? I
Well,
think.
we're
Bang
gonna
on.
find out.
Yeah, but well, okay.
Oh no, we're gonna lean him
I
mid.
guess it would be leading. Well, will it? No, because yeah, well, that's okay.
All right. We see the
Tiger-
drafts. It is a last pick. Rubik, some decent spells to steal throughout this, but did it convince you? Is Liquid possibly to take this to
I
a
thought
game
he was
3?
going to Dark Willow for like the Chrono and for the Omni controlling the back line. Some classic Taiga, but yeah, I like the Rubik too. I like the Coddle and the CK. I do like the Lina.
What build do you have to go on this Lina, though, right? If CK's your only carry, do you have to go some crazy stuff, or do you think Boxy
A lot of
can
it
do
actually
that?
depends on your CK's build. Is he going Armlet Heart, or is he going Armlet BKB? Is he going to be engaged with us early on? You have to make a lot of space for Boxy still. Like, he just needs so much time on the lane. Like, he's going to build his treads probably. He's going to build his Aghanim Scepter the way he likes to build the hero. And trying to give him that space might be a difficult one with EG having this Abba. Like, if Abba just goes off again, because he can on Kunkka just like he can on Storm and starts pressuring all across the map, I foresee another very difficult game here for Liquid. But I like the fact they have the Rubik and the Coddle to like disrupt those earlier engagements. I feel like that's a lot better than their previous support duo. I'm gonna go for Liquid. I like the CK. I like the Coddle. They picked heroes that I think are very strong with good pairings right now, and so I'm gonna respect that and give it to them.
All right. OD Pixel, you're raising the brow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of what Liquid's doing here yet again. I think EG once more has a much superior draft. I'm looking at these cores, and I think it's going to be another case where they're just not going to die. You have Frost Shield, the save from the Omni, the Kunkka's Rum. I don't think you've got enough burst and blow up on Liquid. You have these 2 supports, Coddle and Rubik. There's a bit of control there. Sure, if Tiger gets a nice steal, I guess that's an extra bit of nuke, but it's mainly on Quaker to blow the targets up, and I don't think it'll be enough damage. You've got 2 strength core heroes, and you also have a Void who's going to have that extra bit of effective life as long as he gets the chance to get a Time Walk off. And with the save of Ramses, he's going to be able to do so. And with Lich as well, I think it's a very hard draft for Liquid to execute. I didn't like their opener. I was waiting to see if they could convince me with the rest of the draft. They didn't. I think this is going to be another easy game for EG.
Okay, and that means we will have to get into game number 2. Will EG bleed blue all into the cup of liquid? Well, you have to find out with Cap and Lyrical.
Anger, a lot of frustration going into this, it feels like. And, oh my goodness gracious, top 4 potentially in the works here. Can they do it? What do you think? Is this the draft that they need?
It is more convincing to me than last game. But I do think that the Chaos Knight was a little bit telegraphed, and as a result, like, I'm fairly certain they picked up, like, yeah, Lich Void is the classic combo anyway, but I think they knew the Chaos Knight was coming, so that means they got to pick 3 heroes to try and counterpick it.
Already, pushes him down to the low ground. Does that mean he gets over in time? Oh,
Yeah.
Ramses. Thanks for the rune, nerds. He might give up first blood here as they are chasing him through the trees. Ramsey's trying to run purification again in a sec, but it comes a second too late. Mickey drawn first blood.
Yes. I've never heard that voice line before from Chaos Knight. That's great.
Get off my lawn.
There's a lot of good voice lines going on in this game, I gotta say. We've been hearing a couple of them get thrown out around as already a quick little pause. Abed saying he's ready to go.
So Chaos Knight, I think, was a good pick, but then Evil Geniuses were able to get Lich, physical damage reduction. You're able to get Kunkka, overall damage reduction, and AoE control. And then Omni Knight, just straight up physical damage immunity. So that is definitely going to be problematic, but I still think Liquid can, I like their draft much better than this game one, and I think they can really push the pace against EG, like EG did to them in game one. So we'll have to see. I think a lot of this is going to be the backup of Koifa. He obviously had a bit of a rough one. That first game, like beating away to Storm Spirit, apparently that's what that hand warmer fight was about.
Yeah.
They were throwing hand warmers at him for throwing the game.
Oh, did you message Blitz?
Yeah,
Okay.
That's about it. That's what he said it was about. And, you know, it's cute that they're able to still have that friendship and stuff. But they definitely need him to step up in this game playing the Lina, because this is a great game for you to be able to get fast kills. You just need to have a good start in the laning phase, though, against this Kunkka.
Well, that's going to be something we're going to have to keep our eye on. Already 7-1 versus the 5-0, and expecting it to be a little bit of a better time as a little bit of the battle, the regen wars is going on. Fly punching there in the tag. We already saw them messing around a little bit with Arteezy's void his last hits early on as they get the pushback onto crit down bottom as well. So a couple of things to watch out for is Rubik did have to take that telekinesis level 1.
Yeah, that's never fun. That's a good way to throw your lane. Picking up that ability. Yeah, it's a trap, man. If you ever think like, oh, but I had to get this bounty, don't do it. Pick up the Fate Bolt. It's how you win your lane. You secure range creeps. You also secure the fact that you lower their damage, so it means they're less likely to be able to get range creeps themselves. There's just a lot of things that goes into it, but now he's level 2.
I'm going to try and disrupt that pull as well. It does look like the creep still caught the scent, and at least one of them is going to head off that direction. So far, so good. 2-second stun, a little bit of a pushback there onto Ramses, who's definitely not going to have as easy of a time in this game as he did last time. CK, much stronger than the PL.
Yeah, you've got Coddle Chaos Knight too. Right. So you're just able to constantly be Chaos Striking, who can actually deal with that sustained harassment that Omni Knight does so well, unlike the Phantom Lancer, who couldn't really deal with it. We'll have to see whether or not they actually get a kill, though, because Omni Knight is able to play a lot more solo than most other offlaners right now. It's Taiga. Oh, this is going to be a man fight and a half.
He knows that he's not going to win it, too, and Fly trying to do Ring Around the Rosie, walk around the trees, and he drops the Sentry. I'll take that. Yes, please.
I'm not sure if the Sentry actually got him the vision. I'm pretty sure it was the creeps, but it was a cheeky little play. Oh. If Fly had dipped downwards, the Sentry would have caught him. So that was cute. I like that.
I will say that Boxy was kind of giving Arteezy the business up here as well. You can see already that Arteezy's been able to get a couple more last hits underneath the tower, but Boxy was almost doubling them up. Now 14-6 versus 13-3.
Yeah, I like this. The level 2 enchant totem, such a value level, going from 100% to 200%. This kind of build can help you secure range creeps. You've got really nice harass potential where you can force him to time walk early. Ramsey's getting a little bit low there. But yeah, you could see, like, Ramsey's been playing mostly solo in this lane, right? Crit hasn't really taken a whole lot of experience. This allows Crit to be able to play a lot more in the jungle. He can play for farming up neutrals. He can play to see if he can get a kill on mid, because it's not OD, but it is equally as good. Kunkka, X marks the spot, into Torrent, into Era. That's definitely a kill on Koifa. And Koifa should know about him being missing, because now nobody's showing in bottom lane. Not even Ramses, who's taken a long walk back to base.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously the plus side is that at these early levels, Abed's just going to have that 1 point into X, which is pretty hard to get up close and find the X. So that's why we're seeing him play so far back there on the other side. There was also a ward that was getting taken out by Crit. I think that when he made that rotation towards mid, as we had a little bit of a hiccup there, he realized that was when Quakefa backed out. So able to get the D ward there also. Nice start as we get ready for the Bounty Rune battle. Trying to get this pull off.
I think this is such a good play. I love it when offlaners do this. Pull the creep wave as the Bounty Rune is spawning. It positions you between the enemy support and the Bounty Rune, and it makes sure you don't miss any CS. It's a really good play. I love it when people do that.
taking advantage fully. That creep aggro is already some battles going on up top. They find Fly, tried to get the Frost Shield and contesting that pull. Doesn't work out. And meanwhile, bottom, with Crit coming back into lane, they're able to get a little bit aggressive on the Mickey, but not enough so to find a kill.
Quite fine. Big time trouble here.
Oh, they check him. Trying to chase. Fly is respawning now, looking to find the Frost Nova. Can they get in range? Torrent, he went left, didn't go down.
It's a good thing Fly didn't have Frost Shield up yet. I thought he was going to be just chased down by the constant slow Frost Shield, but it was still on cooldown for like 8 seconds when Fly TP'd in. So that allows Koifa to be able to get back. A activated Shrine will allow him to return to lane. No time lost. And hey, a refill on his bottle, 2 off of an illusion room. Bottom lane, though, trying again to go on to Ramses.
Reality Rift, chance for a kill here. The Heavenly Grace trying to walk away. The Spock as well.
Ooh.
Just gets away. Never in danger. He knew who he was, surely.
Yeah, this Omni Knight is certainly a problem for Liquid. It's been a thorn in their side, the fact that they can just run this Omni Knight and have this abusive laner. But we'll see whether or not he's able to make the same kind of teamfight contributions against a faster lineup.
The Frost Shield is no savior for you, and Boxy gets up close. Level 5 already, and just beat into him there with that Enchant Totem.
Yeah, the maxed Enchant Totem. No levels of Fissure. He's because if you think about this lane, it's basically Centaur, but better. Right?
Okay.
Like, the whole entire idea is Rubik has the telekinesis redirect to pull someone into your stomp as a Centaur, and then you activate your retaliate stacks, bop, bop, bop. Well, here, he's an Earthshaker who just hits you with the Enchant Totem, the level 3 Enchant Totem for 300% damage.
Well, and it's, obviously Arteezy can kind of deal with that on the Void, just being able to time walk away. Not so much so with the Lich if he gets a little bit too close.
Yeah. I mean, even Arteezy in the lower levels, he constantly feels pressured to, like, time walk, and then it's on cooldown. And then you, like, Enchant Totem's always up.
Uh-oh, Ramses. Maybe in a little bit of trouble as they had another stun coming off cooldown, but not wanting to go on it with the Heavenly Grace already out. So that'll be fine for the moment there. And you can see just the net worth there as well. Like, position 4 Mirana pretty far ahead of where that Rubik is right now. And we'll see if he can maybe transition that into some early ganks, as there is the level 6 on to the Void. And they're just going to back out again. It's going to be something interesting to watch. There's another Observer Ward that Crit was able to get taken out there as well. So early vision advantage going in their favor.
Yeah, he knows that they want to be able to control the right side of the river with vision.
And they throw in the arrow. That's that moment coming in that we were talking about from Crit. So they find quick pickoff on to Boxy.
Yeah, you just know those rotations are going to happen. Chronosphere was, it's now it's down, so Boxy can TP back to lane, play a little bit more aggressively. He has Echo Slam. Arteezy is going to have to play real scared of that and may have to just start going into jungle. It's a nice part about having Chaos Knight is that he's not quite, like the dead lane heroes, the Juggernauts, the Lifestealers, those heroes that it's hard to be able to rotate into their lane because they have so much survivability. Chaos Knight is kind of like that for his sheer tankiness. And, you have this Chaos Strike sustain, you have Phantasm that's really powerful, team fight, so it's hard to be able to walk into. So it's not like Void can just go invade the enemy lane.
Well, talking about invading lanes, Boxy gets rotated on yet again as Abed going to come in with the boat, and 4 hero rotate, they get the kill. He's going to have to walk back out next time. He just died.
So because of that factor, right, Evil Genius is just constantly trying to make sure that Arteezy's lane is still good. And they're shutting down Boxy. Shutting down Boxy is one of the best ways to be able to keep Liquid down, I think. He's playing this Earthshaker, he's playing this big initiator that has the way to be able to just 100 to 0 blow up this Faceless Void. It's a lot of fast damage. He's going to be setting up Koifa's Lina. If you can keep him from his Blink Dagger, from his Aghanim Scepter, it's going to be a big win.
D-word there coming from Insane. You saw that rotation as Liquid were trying to mirror what EG did just previously, but they came a second too late, and because of that, Ramses was able to back out. So no chance there for a kill as they're going to chase down Heavenly Grace. Ramsey's just going to get the walk away as Liquid will get what they came for, picking up those bounty runs.
3 bounty runes, not too bad. And an arcane rune to boot. You know, I'm a little bit surprised that we don't see Koifa rotating up to top lane. Because I think they... Like, it would be a massive advantage if they can go up to top lane, force a good team fight with their mid laner, kill RTZ, take that top tower. Because I just don't think AG can apply the same pressure on Mickey, who's about to complete his armlet. When he does, that is a very hard target to bring down. You're going to need those sort of like X torrent boat into arrow. You're going to need that sort of like really long duration stun.
Yeah, it's so hard to make that work for sure. As we get a little bit of a mana leak. Rarely seen, yes indeed. Kotl does still have that ability. But it's kind of a little effective there against Omni.
Kotl's need to use that ability more often.
Right.
It's free and it's obnoxious. Might as well. You're going to blinding light them anyway, might as well burn a little bit of mana. So they are finally going to make that smoke rotation up to top lane. Unfortunately, it is going to be too late because our TZ is already backing off to jungle. Look at that. They've made just a hard read. They didn't have any vision of being able to see the smoke. They just know that Lina's gone. She's probably going to be rotating over here.
You can see Mickey now pops the Phantasm, realizing that other rotation was going to come down into his lane, and he's going to farm up those stacks as Insania just chasing crit outside of his own jungle, going to place down that Observer Ward, throws an arrow to farm up creep, and gets out of dodge. So both teams sort of doing that yin-yang maneuver across the map as they both mirror each other's movements, farming out each other's jungle. We'll see if Koikva gets caught out for it. Nope. Just gonna get that little creep with the torrent and then get some pressure maybe onto mid there.
Evil Geniuses doesn't have to remain, or has to remain more grouped up because they have to play for Arteezy's Void. So as a result, Liquid did get like a little bit of a farm advantage through that entire rotation, right? Most of EG had to play bottom. They didn't really go back to farming too much. Meanwhile, Koifa very quickly ditched that smoke gank. They just ran through the jungle. He pushed in mid. He farmed a neutral camp, and so did Mickey.
It's definitely interesting. Both of these teams feel like they have similar ideas about how to play in a way.
Yeah.
As they're kind of just mirroring what each other is doing and then trying to take that next step above. As Boxy rotates down here towards bottom, Koifa in the area too. They're going to see if they can maybe find Arteezy as he moves in to the creep wave, but the scan comes out. They knew it was coming.
Good scan.
And maybe a bait?
Yeah, I think... Did they see the Invis rune or not?
I don't know if they did. Ramses is right behind, though, so they know. Yeah, they're going to push in here now. Pop the Moonlight Shadow now, looking for a follow-up as they want to try and find Boxy. They don't know about Koikva. Just out of there, the skin of his teeth. But now they drop down the Sentry Ward, and Koikva, he's looking to blow somebody up. But that Invis rune is wearing off now, and the X comes out onto Boxy. He is in some trouble as they jump in. They drop down the Will-O-the-Wisp. Torrent comes out afterwards. Chronosphere is going to connect. Koikva there, trying to play Interrupt, possibly. Does he get the Echo Slam off? Boxy, no! He didn't drop it! And Fly comes in for the save. That was so clutch, and now looking for a bit more. Ramses trying to run down Koikva, but doesn't look like they're going to be able to find it.
I mean, this is a tanky crew. So I'm not convinced they would have like wiped Evil Geniuses. Maybe they would have only gotten 1 kill from it, but come on, like this is such a juicy 3-man Echo Slam. You can enchant to Totem later, homie. I think maybe he got caught up into the he hit the W button before he got stunned, and then you think to yourself like, oh, I'm just gonna hit Echo Slam instead, but the enchant totem will still keep going if you don't stop that.
Right. We can take a look real quick and see if we can glean any extra info here from the replay coming in. You can see just trying to play around that central ward.
I mean, I was a little bit surprised he didn't pop it right here as the Torrent on the 2-man, but back into bottom where Ramses almost gets caught. But once again, he has been such an elusive offlaner for EG. He really knows when to back up. Something about their communication is just on point. The way like Arteezy was able to get away from that rotation up to top. Ramses just only dying once so far in the offlane, despite the multiple times that Lina has tried to come over, help the lane.
So at least for now, as far as like these map movements across the whole area as we get ready for the bounty rooms, it feels like, you know, maybe EG's made a couple of outplays here or there, but it doesn't feel like there's been that big deciding difference between the two teams yet. You know, net worth lead's still less than 1,000 gold. There hasn't been that big fight. Do you feel like there's one team that's more comfortable where we are in the state of the game right now?
I would be more comfortable if I was Evil Geniuses, but I don't think Liquid should be worried too much either. I mean, they had this really strong mid-game roster, and Mickey is very farmed. He's actually quite a bit ahead of Arteezy, which is kind of expected given the stacks he was able to farm. Abed is the most farmed of everybody, though, and he's about to hit his Radiance timing. That's why I would be more content if I'm EG. I know I've got this big late game threat in the Chronosphere. I know I have some answers to Chaos Knight, so I'm not that worried about, you know, him being super strong and being able to two-shot people because I've got so many answers to it.
It's true. That's going to be a dangerous thing. And, well, Boxy gets found yet again. Going to chain frost. They find somebody on the back lines. Poor old Rubik going to get arrowed after the fact. And yeah, that one hurt.
Okay, you lost your 4 and 3 position. The upside here for Liquid is they use Boat, they use Chronosphere. I think you really need to try and use your level 2 Phantasm from Mickey and go for a fight. Even if you don't have your heart yet, I kind of want to see them abuse this timing of the Chronosphere being down.
Yeah, it could be really nice. The dangerous part, again, as you said, is that Radiance is about to be up right now. Koikfa just finished off his Yule Scepter as well. So that is something else to be concerned about. You know, the panel mentioned it, that Koikfa pretty much is the main damage dealer in this game, it feels like. And him needing to be not necessarily ahead, but at least not irrelevant. And right now it feels like he definitely is still doing things in this game. Is that Radiance?
Time for a go for a smoke. Yep, 3-man smoke. Are they going to go into mid lane? I would like to see a successful gank on mid lane with the Phantasm turning that into a tower push. That would be the ideal for Liquid right now.
Oh, and they run right into Abed. There's that Radiance. Phantasm comes out. They have detection, trying to kill him off in time, but the boat buff, it's not going to do enough. They have the boat to turn it back around now. The big old Will-O-the-Wisp gets dropped down, a decent chunk of damage onto EG. It's not looking like it's enough. They already lost the Lina. Now Coddle's dead, and, well, your big bad carry, the Chaos Knight, is going to be killed off. Terrible series of events for Liquid there.
Yeah, running into the Kunkka and not being able to instant stun him is a problem. Because they didn't have Rubik or Earthshaker there in that immediate part of the smoking, right? Rubik was around, but they couldn't instantly telekinesis. If he gets off the boat, you're in big-time trouble. You even saw Koipa. He front-loaded all of his damage.
Right.
He threw out the Laguna Blade before the boat could get there, hoping that, hey, I've got to get as much damage in before the damage reduction kicks in. Maybe he'll be low enough we can finish him off. Not even close.
It's a scary thing fighting into that lineup, and that was the fight without Chronosphere. That was the fight without, well, they had boat, but still, it's feeling really, really rough right now for Liquid.
Yeah, now in turn, it's Evil Genius' chance to be able to get aggressive. They got Boke back up, 4 seconds until Chronosphere. I'm not sure if there's any items you're really waiting for that are super close. I guess there's Mjolnir. That's almost up for Arteezy. But you could fight while Phantasm is down if you wanted.
Well, one thing to keep in mind is that they do still have boat that got stolen by Rubik, and he's hanging on to it. Level 2 right now.
That is a big one. That's actually really important.
That extra duration stun with Arcane Supremacy as well. It does look like CK is almost got a BKB. So he was flirting with the idea there of the heart for a little while.
Yeah, Liquid should definitely be with the Phantasm down and some big items coming in. Almost the BKB, almost the Aghanim Scepter for the Earthshaker as well. Like, Boxy wasn't even close to that fight. He was continuing to farm up top lane. He was like, guys, I need my initiation item. I can't be there for you when you start that team fight.
Oh, and Mickey in some trouble. They find the X. They're getting some TPs in. Crit is waiting already on the side. Boxy trying to play interrupt. They have the Will-O-the-Wisp down. Mickey seeing if he can live, but it's not going to happen. And now Boxy, who was just 500 gold away from getting that Aghanim Scepter, is also going to get ran down as they have the X pull back into the Torrent, and the Earthshaker 2 will die. Man, over and over, that kill score 5-10. It tells one story, but the bigger story is that it's been the cores that have been dying, it feels like.
Look how fast Arteezy. Like, he finished that kill and instantly TP'd up the top lane. You know, just for the max efficiency of being able to push out that lane, secure top bounty rune, so hopefully they can get all 4. Now Liquid's a little off kilter. They didn't have heroes bottom. That's where they just lost their fight. But now all of EG's coming in force to top lane. They're out of position to be able to get the bounties, or maybe both. We'll see if Fly can actually snag one. Oh no, he showed himself. You could have just grabbed the bounty rune first, Fly. You would have gotten 3. 3 for the boys.
Well, they pull him back in. He's going to find a kill, it looks. Oh, no. All right, Taiga gets the jump away. Well done, well done.
Yeah, time walk with Ether Lens. That's going to be a pretty long jump. I mean, do you feel it, Lyrical? It just feels like in this series, like EG just keeps on hitting Liquid, and they can't seem to fully recover. You know, like I've only seen one smoke gank, and they happen to run into Kunkka mid. Like that was really shitty. But other than that, it always feels like they're a bit out of position. They're not ready for this fight that's coming towards them, and EG is just fast pace. Even with this Void lineup, they are still moving around the map quickly.
And that, to me, is the most key part of it, is that fast movement that you're talking about, that Grant was talking about earlier, that you need to do if you're going to win, is he thought about dropping the Chronosphere there. It just feels like, I think back again to that movement that Abed made when he went top on the Kunkka, found the kill onto Boxy, and it was like 30 seconds after that when Quakefo was making his move. They're just one step behind, it feels like, of this Evil Geniuses roster that has been looking good. People have been saying it for a while, and it's for a reason. They look very solid.
Okay. Aghanims is up. BKB is up. Aghanims on Lina is a bit far away, so I'm not sure if you can really wait for that one.
Yeah, still 1,500 gold away. Maybe you get that after you win a fight. That'll be the way to do it.
But again, I'm not sure if you smoke right now, because EG does know you're all up here.
And the Torrent hits it blind. Just had an inkling that somebody was going to be hanging out over on that side as they're pushing down bottom lane. The other side of this is EG. They just pick up a mechanism on the Mirana. So crit is very farmed.
When you're feeling stronger than the enemy team and you start pushing in, what you want to do is control 2 lanes at once. So if you look at the wards, that will show you exactly how EG kind of positions themselves as well. Right. One at bottom lane to see if they're going to be defending tier 2, and one near this mid lane. They want to keep that mid lane pushed in as much as possible. See, Crit's even going to go back for it to make sure this creep wave does push in. That way they still hold the control of the mid lane. They can now funnel back as a 5-man, see if they can maybe find a fight here. Not necessarily looking to go into that triangle high ground, though. That can be a death sentence for you, but we'll see.
How many times have we seen this movement with the Moonlight Shadow, trying to find somebody lingering behind? Likewise, though, you can see that Liquid are going to back out themselves. They're underneath a ward right now as they pass by, and they could be going for a smoke play here themselves. Pings come out. They might have an idea that the ward is there. Everybody grouped together. EG have full vision. They know exactly what's going on. Although, as I say that, Ramses walks in, already had the status resistance on him. Now the boat pulls back in on the Quakeba. Quakeba trying to run away, seeing if they can control up Fly. Oh, but the time dilation, it hurts this Aghanims Earthshaker so badly, and Fly gonna give him the tip afterwards. They have the Will of the Wisp for the chase down. Boxy got to cast 1 Enchant Totem, and is now getting beaten down. On the other side, Abed is fairly low, but still with that BKB, he's working through it. Mickey hoping to make something happen here. They get the kill onto Ramses, but finally that Chronosphere comes back out as they're trying to control him. That BKB still working for Mickey, and they run him down here. Frost Shield thrown now onto that CK himself to keep him that much more tanky, but he's pulled back in by the Lich as they start to beat him down even further. They kill off that CK. That was supposed to be Liquid's fight, but it just wasn't.
The slick moves by Fly there, dodging Boxy's aggressive Enchant Totem. He really wanted to be able to catch that Lich, but I don't know, it just felt like they maybe need to play a little bit more together. I think Boxy got a little bit too far ahead of himself, probably thinking that it was just going to be like a fast kill that he can get and then rejoin his team afterwards. But they need his disables, right? They need that control all in one area. The Will-O-Wisp with the Phantasm, and, well, you would hope that Aghanim Scepter soon for Koifa.
I mean, the other thing, too, about this is you can see immediately Boxy is going to queue up a BKB, because he can't deal with time dilation.
Yeah.
He just doesn't have an answer. And now they're chasing down Taiga, trying to run away. Arrow. A little bit of a zoning arrow there. He throws one back now onto the Void. As the X is going to come on out. Boxy again caught by that time dilation, just doesn't have an answer. Can't go anywhere. Only thing left to him is Echo Slam, which would not feel that great as they kill off that Earthshaker. Never have I seen 4,200 gold spent in a way that felt less so, as Mickey is going to get bashed down to dead and dusted. Liquid lose another triple kill for Arteezy. My God, they're just destroying them.
I feel pretty strongly about this. I think Boxy needed to go Blink Dagger in this game. I don't think you can go Aghanim Scepter for a couple reasons. First of all, your initiation's really telegraphed. We've seen that twice now in these fights. He gets Sinister Gaze. Second of all, you're facing up against his Faceless Void. So the whole idea of your Aghanim Scepter allowing you to play in and out of team fights is completely killed. Third of all, if you remember, when they went for that smoke gank around mid, he was farming top because he was about halfway to his Aghanim Scepter, which is a Blink Dagger. Half of your Aghanim Scepter, that would be a Blink Dagger right there. I think item choice doesn't really do them any favors. It's certainly not the thing that's losing them the game straight up, though, because EG is still just feels like they're completely routing Liquid every single time until that happened.
It wouldn't be an Arteezy Void game without that. At least one of them.
Yeah, well, he's playing Void, so at least he can't get clipped.
That's true. They give him the tip. All right, that's fair enough. Abed also gives him the tip. That's how it goes.
Yeah, the problem is he just used Chronosphere, but he's not afraid of fighting you.
No.
Nice arrow. Good read. Great ward being placed on the low ground.
It was right as Mickey wanted to go in. Boxy tries to go for the jump. They get the control for the moment. Can they find another one? This is looking like a decent fight for Liquid. The blinding light pushback. But again, that time dilation, somewhat frustrating to play against.
Well, you didn't die. That's the upside for Liquid. Because they didn't have Chronosphere, so you didn't die.
Abed just going to drag that creep over to the side. It feels like EG's just kind of been playing in this high ground area right on top of the Liquid Shrine for the past 4 or 5 minutes. And there's nothing really EG need to do. They're just sort of out farming them and pushing down towers.
It's the same principle as when they were pushing in bottom. Control the 2 lanes, keep mid pushed in, don't let it push too far out so you don't have to split up.
Well, and Mickey is just getting bullied down here, it feels like. Boxy maybe looking for an initiation if things get a little bit testy. The Fisher's already thrown out now, and the Force Staff trying to keep him alive. He pops the BKB to run away, but he's still in so much trouble. Oh, good catch there as they're able to stop Arteezy from chasing in onto Mickey.
You just can't believe how aggressive EG's playing without Chronosphere. They're just like, they really want to fight right now because, they do have that Aegis. Just makes me really fear for Liquid here in 30 seconds.
It has that feeling like EG might not cross the river back onto their side again for the rest of this game.
Maintaining utter dominance. They're going to use the last little bit of the Aegis here to really try and pressure the tower. It will take away that first life.
Still at a minute left, but yeah, can back on out now as they've used Laguna Blade. And, well, Liquid still stuck in their base. Can they make something happen? The jump out with the smoke working. Boxy about to break on it. Got to be careful. The jump forward looking for a bit more. No, but they pull them back in so they can't chain stun it out. Torrent going to be off the mark. Boxy still chasing there. Arteezy shows up though, and he's got the Chronosphere. They hit onto Insania. Solo Chrono for him. Doesn't feel great, but there's no buyback on the Coddle, so they won't have a Will of the Wisp for a high ground defense if it comes.
Okay. You didn't use your Phantasm, and they used Chronosphere, and they don't have Aegis anymore. When Coddle is back up, can you go fight? Do you have another smoke? They do have another smoke from Taiga, so they need to push out mid lane a little bit. Back up and smoke. The problem is that EG has such good aggressive vision right now, it becomes a little obvious, especially if they just keep on playing on this high ground. It's a hard area to push up to. It pretty much negates the smoke advantage, right? Which is usually you have vision of the enemy first, or you're gonna, you're better grouped up and stuff like that. When you fight into the high ground with your smoke, it just loses all of that potency. So they're going to go to the bottom right instead because that lane was already pushing out. Boxy's going to push it out even further, so it hits the tier 2. Ideally, someone from EG says, I got to go get that lane for us, guys.
Right.
they're going to go back up, and maybe they can get a pick. Or, you know, around the bounty runes as well. But EG not splitting up, staying grouped up, much like they did in like the 15-minute bounty runes. They had control over the bottom lane. They swept it to top. Now this is the reverse play.
And they had the anticipation, I'm sure, that this was going to be, and on top of him right at the start, a huge
pretty.
old jump in. Can they bring him down in time, though? It's pretty freaking low. Ramses manages to get away, and there's going to be the GA. Try to run, but it's not looking all that great. Mickey controlled, bashed, and his armlet is wearing down as the CK is going to get finished. And now Crit got his eyes on Insania, leaps on top of him, and the poor old man going to be hunted down by the Priestess of the Moon. One more arrow for good measure, because why not? EG are looking so freaking good right now, as eventually they get the pull back in and the kill off onto Taiga. Triple kill for Abed.
Has Boxy cast an Echo Slam? More than one?
Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know.
You know, like Arteezy managed to get off his BKB somewhere in what was supposed to be a chain stun, and he didn't have Satanic back then. Now he does. So 30% status resistance. It's very tough for Earthshakers to be able to keep people chain stun with that. So pretty much expect he's always going to get off BKB Satanic. You already had status resistance thanks to the Omni Knight before. You also had, like, again, the Frost Shield save. You're just not going to be able to burst this guy down, and a Chronosphere is probably your death sentence.
We'll see if they can do it now, as he is down somewhat low HP. Mickey maybe going to look for a stun, but the BKB is available. Earthshaker thinking about jumping on top. Fissure to go in. The Echo Slam combination. They get the kill. Not bad, but now the Chain Frost comes afterwards, and EG just going to try and back out.
All right, they had to throw everything and the kitchen sink at him. They have the Aghanim Scepter Laguna Blade that definitely sealed the deal for him there, because Arteezy managed to get out the BKB, but nothing else.
Do you think he like yelled out "time dilate this" when he did it? Do you think that's what's going on? He's just like, I'm tired of your shit.
Just throws up the middle fingers at his monitor.
It's got to be. It's like low key one of the most annoying spells to play against. I'm sure.
Does that make Arteezy one of the agents from the Matrix?
Probably. And Boxy is Trinity. Exactly. It all makes sense now.
Well, even with Arteezy down. You see this Moonlight Shadow, they're really going to go for it. They're going to try and get like some sort of pick off here on Koipa. And they might just be able to get it.
Oh no. Oh no, the arrow. Oh god, and now they drop down the Will-O-Wisp. Boats already come out. Stolen boat. Maybe a chance, maybe a hope, maybe a prayer. Or maybe it's all for naught as Koipa tries to run away. Fly did go down, but they've got the X now as they get the pullback in. And a second arrow for Koipa right in his dome. That man is dead. They popped a Phantasm to try and chase Boxy, making a little bit of chaos. They don't have time dilation for this fight, but the GA has already come out. Stolen GA. All right, Rubik doing absolutely everything that he can in this one as they try and bring down Crit, but it's not going to happen. As the GA comes out, another X onto Mickey. Quick bunch there, coming from Crit, still living. BKB finally coming out, but he's now bashed. Fissure, Chase, looking for more. They've got the Kunkka controlled. Everything thrown out on them again, but there's going to be the Chronosphere on the backlines. Is it going to be enough to take them all down? BKB chase down, kill off that Rubik, and it was a beautiful chrono coming from Arteezy as they find another one. And EG again, just too much to deal with.
I like the way Arteezy separated himself away from the Kunkka, said, sorry, buddy, sorry, Abed, but you're going to be the one taking all of the damage coming in from Liquid. I'm going to back up, reset, and Insania, he's just trying to pull the creep wave away. Trying to buy his team more time to come back because they don't have buybacks on Koifa.
Wow, and again, you just see the movement down the mid lane. Not too much concern. They've got Heavenly Grace stolen again, but they just don't have the damage that they need right now. And, well, they found him in some trouble. Arrow goes out. Heavenly Grace used a little bit early, but the status resistance still going to be something to work with at the very least. 4-second stun, but the back away and taking racks.
And Boxy can only sit there and watch because he was time dilated, couldn't do his usual enchant totem plays because he still does not have BKB. Tough times.
Tough stuff indeed as a 27,000 gold lead. In this game number 2, EG looking to try and secure a top 4 finish at the very least at the MDL Chengdu Major. Boxy maybe one last hurrah here. See if they can do something. Oh, but Abed, yeah, they back out.
Oh, and Arteezy just managed to jump right on top of him. Found that pesky Earthshaker's been hiding away in the trees. Torrent being able to knock him up. He does have that Heavenly Grace, though. That'll allow him to get away.
And still, no fuss, no muss. They're not that concerned at all. Jump in, enchant totem. Time dilation on cooldown, 6 more seconds. They have the Will of the Wisp, but the BKB is already out there. From the void, Boxy jumps into the air only to be pulled back down to ground as the buyback comes in the end there. They kill off yet another. Can they find any more? The time walk away. They can't get that kill. Another GA is out. Stick a fork in him. Liquid are feeling done.
Okay, Boxy, one last hurrah with the Echo Slam. Maybe Mickey can get 1 kill out of here, but there goes the Guardian Angel, and that just kills all the damage. This Chaos Knight feels completely neutered by this much physical damage, resistance, and straight-up immunity from the Omni Knight. Just can't do anything. He goes for a stun on somebody, they get Heavenly Graced. He pops his Phantasm, tries to go on somebody else. You know, there's the Guardian Angel. He's just completely kited every single time.
Man, 2-0, and it did not feel particularly close at any
all.
point. I mean, there are early moments in this game where maybe that movement, you know, that you saw, you're talking about the one from Quakeva trying to find the kill, but it just didn't work out. I don't know. How good is this EG team? Like, how far do you think they can go?
I mean, when they look like this, when they played that first game, Grant and I were both talking about it. It's like, we want to see them play like that every single time.
Yeah.
That sort of, like, aggressive lineup, like, screw the 4 Pango, 3 Enigma. Like, give me out. Let's pick up the pace a little bit. I like seeing Evil Geniuses play like that. Safe Lane Night Stalker, that was a new trick that we haven't seen from Evil Geniuses or Arteezy. So, cool things developing for EG, looking very good as they just demolish Liquid like that.
Beautiful stuff, beautiful game, and a top 4 at least finish for them. We'll see if they can go further. But now back to the panel as we finish out this, well, first day after the break.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. What an end. EG 2-0 over Liquid, a dominating performance in that. Here to really break down the domination, Trent, Odie Pixel. It's tough to talk about that. So, first of all, what went right for EG, besides everything?
Well, I would say the way I kind of see this whole series is that, like, game 1, it was like the draft, I think, just looked clearly better for EG, at least in my opinion. It felt like they had a much easier way to win that game. And then game 2, I felt it was much more even. But the play of EG was just a level above Liquid, at least in this match. We know Liquid are capable of defeating them. They've done it before, but this was the EG that you expect. They were completely dominant. And the pace that they were playing at, Liquid just could not keep up with. Like, you lose like 3 or 4 quick engagements around that 10 to like 20-minute mark, and it felt like the game was out of your hands at that point.
Is that what you felt, Owen?
Yeah, I mean, I've got to just go back to those first 2 picks from both sides, and I really didn't like it from Liquid. I don't know why you're opening with this Shaker Lina that's very likely to have an incredibly hard game. You saw exactly what EG did in response to it. They grabbed these heroes like the Kunkka and the Lich to make sure that suddenly this sort of answer I feel that Liquid felt that they picked to the Void, it's just totally nullified. You're never going to be able to burst down the Void reliably. He's always going to be able to jump away. Time dilation, it's going to ruin sort of both of these core heroes. You saw that whole game, right? Yeah. Boxy, he never gets his BKB, so you sort of have this 4,200 gold investment in an Aghanims. Half the time, enchant totement's off the menu. And, you know, you sort of hate to point fingers, but some of the individual performances there from Liquid's players they just weren't up to scratch. Yeah. You know, you go back to that moment where Boxy, he doesn't echo, and normally, you know, you look at the Twitch chat when something good happens with the ult, and it's like, oh, just press R, lol. I mean, he needed that advice. You know, that's going to be sarcastic advice, but he didn't heed to it. He didn't press W. He pressed W and he couldn't even press Q because he didn't skill it.
He didn't have it. He was
I don't know what was going on there from Boxy.
I agree, it's sus. But we should look at the positives. They came in. They beat Alliance, who at this point is kind of the rival in the scene, right? Because they're in the same. Alliance qualified over them to the major. Obviously, Liquid still made it, and that's a top 6 finish. That is a decent amount of points for Liquid.
It is. We saw last year that you get a couple of those. Those can really add up, and especially when all those other teams start coming back. You need the points. Your Kuro stacks, they start sucking up all the points. 'Cause it gets to this point where there's like 2 majors left, and you're like, okay, there's still a lot of points on the table, but you have to factor in those sponges.
Yeah.
Like, if those teams continue to attend those last few majors, even though they've already qualified to TI, like we assume they probably will by that point, they take away and absorb so many points that these lower place finishes at the start of the season still matter a lot for your team.
Yeah.
And I just loved the way that we saw EG run with their cores, both of these games. I mean, to sort of specifically pick out the pair, it's Arbed and Arteezy
Arbed,
in
God.
terms of how involved and active they got. It's a whole different style to sort of the Alk and the Jug Magnus, you know, that we've seen sort of EG struggle with. This game, both Arteezy and Arbed, they're both involved in 29 kills. You know, you have these two cores.
That's a lot.
Like, they were just in sync perfectly. You know, EG, they've done their homework, they've done their preparation. I think they've worked out what works best for them in this patch just at the right time, and it's got them, you know, very cleanly through this series. And if they continue to play and draft like they have here today, there's no telling when they're going to stop. They really could go all the way here.
Ramsey's looked great too. I mean,
He
obviously the big
2
flashy
Omni
ones.
Knights too. It's hard to look great on that hero.
Yeah, exactly. But his positioning was clean through both of those games. Always there to save his cores in the most important moments and make sure his MVP Arteezy as he's posing for the fans. Yeah, that was me. It was that one.
19-1-10.
Yep.
Very impressive. I mean, you guys talked about it. Just Abed gets a hero. I guess we should go back to that. Are you surprised they got a 5th pick Kunkka too? That was their last pick.
I am a little, particularly when you do go for like the Lina Shaker, as I say. The rum, it just stops those combos. You are not killing anyone with this Laguna chain stun. It's just not going to be enough when you have that much sort of damage reduction available so reliably on a hero. And you know, Arbed, he was feeling himself after game 1 and game 2. You give him sort of a good hero to play, a strong hero to play. And even like the mid matchup, right? He's going to feel confident. Lina, sure, the stun can mess up some of the CS, but overall, you're a very tanky hero. You're not going to feed. You're going to be able to offer reliable harass, and you're always going to have that
level
setup.
6.
Yeah, it's, I don't know, across the board, both of these games.
Owen, hold on a second. I believe we have an interview. Oh!
赛里面他们在哪些地方做了改进，然后用一个不一样的方式战胜了对手。So first question I want to ask you: You guys faced Liquid before in the group stage. That was a Bazaar series, but this time you come here and 2-0 the opponent. So what is the improvement for the team make you get the victory this game?
When we played against Liquid the first time in the group stage, ourselves as a team, like we weren't very cohesive. We didn't understand the game the same way at the time. So we used the group stage to try to improve our own strategies, our own gameplay. It was good. It was very good practice for us as a team. We didn't draft the same way we did in the groups, so we're constantly evolving.
就是我们在小组赛跟 Liquid 打的时候呢，那会儿我们还作为一个队伍没有做好同步，然后我们当时每个人对游戏的一些理念也不是得到一个统一，然后在小组赛之后，我们就是大家都去做了沟通，然后也慢慢的把自己的这个状态调整好了，然后所有人都融合到了一起，然后我觉得我们这次确实通过这个小组赛进步了很多。那第2场比赛之后的话，我们再来说下这个 BP 嘛，因为大家当时也说到这个 BP 的事情，就是第1场比赛其实 Liquid 选出了一些看似现在大家都不怎么常用的英雄，然后想问一下 TZ 觉得他们这个对面的阵容到底选的有没有道理，还是说他们自己可能没有打好？ So you mentioned about draft before. Apparently Liquid has some interesting draft on game 1. They pick some hero is not really popular right now. Do you think their lineup would work? It's just they didn't have the best day of their play, or do you think it's just a mistake from the drafting?
It's hard to say. I don't have the same perspective as they do and how they draft and how they play. But from our point of view, it didn't seem like they had a good answer to what we drafted. It felt really easy to play the game. Yeah, it was just I felt confident throughout the whole game. I didn't feel like we had a chance to lose, and that's kind of why I started feeding a little bit. But.
其实第1场比赛的话，我也不知道，因为从我的角度来说的话，我也不是特别清楚他们为什么会选出这个阵容。但是从我自己的体验来说的话，就是我们当时打的就很自信，然后第1场比赛他们也没有特别给我们做出一些实质性的挑战，所以最后打着打着我就开始送了。第3个问题啊，就是想问一下，其实他也说到第1场比赛，选了一个打架和夜魔，然后第2场比赛的话，可能拿回了他自己更熟悉的这个虚空假面，所以想问一下 TZ 对于自己来说更喜欢玩哪种核心 ？So first game you play Night Stalker, it's a fighting core. And second game you go back and play a traditional core like Void. So which kind of hero do you prefer?
I view Night Stalker and Void as the same kind of hero, in my opinion. You can always carry the game, even if you're playing Night Stalker or Bristleback, or like it just there's a different definition of carrying. For me, I'm just trying to provide vision for Storm, and that is like how I'm trying to carry the game. I'm trying to understand how we win this game. Of course, I just love Void right now, so I would prefer to play Void every game if I could. It's exciting because you have like a big AoE spell, you can impact the game. That's why I like Night Stalker too, because it feels like you have a chance to really impact the game. You know, you can do some blink in the back line, you can silence people that could change the fight. So I like playing those kinds of heroes.
其实对我来说，我不知道为什么，但我觉得夜魔跟虚空假面是同一种这个核心英雄，就是你都是可以刷起来之后带着队友去赢的。当然，像第一场比赛的话，我的作用可能更多的就是给我的队友这个蓝猫提供一些视野，帮助他去控制这个比赛的局势。那第二场比赛的话，说实话，我最近特别喜欢虚空这个英雄，因为他这个大招，然后他有切入可以找后排，然后他还有这个二技能可以锁其他人的技能，所以就是感觉可以做到事情特别多。所以我如果希望的话，我希望我每场比赛都能拿到虚空假面。那对我来说的话，其实都无所谓啊。好的，那我们也是感谢 RTZ 来接受了我们的采访，我们把剩下时间交给舞台。
And yeah, I like that interview. I think the best thing I heard there was I like playing Nightstar and Void. I view them as the same because I can carry the game even if it's in different ways. Do you agree?
All right, now hold on. Because I feel like that's something I always hear support players saying.
Yeah.
I like playing Wyvern because I can actually have an impact in a fight, or I can actually have an impact in the game. What are these carry players doing that they feel like they're not? Who's having the impact? Is it just the mid player? I feel like I can't have an impact on half the heroes. He feels like he can't have an impact unless he's playing Void or Night Stalker. Who is it? I don't know. Who's having the impact here, guys?
You know everyone has to
Is everyone just passing the buck to the next guy?
We lost. Like, it was you.
Oh, well, I had no possibility to help this game. I'm just the carry player.
And ODPixel, now you can finish up your thought. Please repeat everything you said before the interview.
Oh, I can't remember what it was, but it was
it was smart, right?
It's probably really
I
smart.
felt like I was getting real
smart
nah,
that it's left my brain and sort of entered the stratosphere.
Well, I bet I know what you want to see. Do you want to see the bracket?
Oh, I wouldn't mind.
All right, let's check out that bracket then. Let's see who's playing freaking who.
Oh. Pardon your English, sir.
Sorry about that. Yep, you see up top, we are going to get that game tomorrow. TNC Predator versus Vici Gaming. A lot of people saying these are the top two teams. Well, they're in the winner bracket. Can't argue with that. But the losers bracket continues. 2 more matches as well. J-Storm versus Invictus Gaming. And then EG versus the winner of that as well.
Now, I'm going to use some quick brain power here.
Do it.
And I'm going to assume that we're going to have J-Storm IG first, followed by TNC and Vici, and then we'll have the winner of the first series versus EG last.
And we're going to start with
They were waiting for me to figure that out. Nice.
But you forgot Good Morning Purge.
Don't forget Purge.
That's messed
That's
up.
because I'm not on, so no one's going to watch.
Who cares? You know what I mean?
IDC.
No.
Who is on anyway? Is it you?
No, not me. I don't know.
You been on?
No, I don't think I'm on.
You've been on.
Purge
I've been on.
Purge said
Good
no.
You weren't invited.
So, I mean...
I think it's Nate from production.
Yes.
On Good Morning Purge. All right. And we can
Which match were you excited
that.
for, though? Is it the upper bracket match?
Yes,
or
yes.
it is?
TNC
Okay.
versus VG. Because as of yesterday, I said I probably thought VG were going to win the tournament, so I want to see TNC prove me wrong. That would
still agree with that.
That would impress me.
What about you, Owen? Do you agree? Do you think Vici's the clear favorite, or do you think that's going to be a close match?
I would favour TNC in that, and I want to see those two go down because I really like the way they're both drafted. I think these are both two teams that I'm rarely sort of seeing them do anything questionable in the hero picking phase. They've always got a clear idea. Normally losses, I feel, from both of those teams inside the series or on the ways, it's just been down to misplays, really, rather than necessarily something going wrong from square one. So head-to-head in the upper bracket, it's going to be incredibly hype, but I would have to... I expect to see TNC go all the way. I sort of said early on in the tournament I would have had TNC to win, and I don't think I've seen anything so far to sort of change my mind on that.
Okay, makes sense to me. That does bring us to the end of the day. We only have 2 days left in the major, 3 BO3s tomorrow. And then, you know, we got the losers bracket and then the grand finals on that final day. So make sure you're here tomorrow. Why the hell wouldn't you be? And we'll see you then.
begun. Marana Enigma said banned Night Stalker as well. Which, well, the Chen is still in that we are thinking is going to be highly contested. What's missing?
Void, Alchemist, Morphling.
Morph Shaker is not being the priority for these teams. We saw in some series ignored. Like everyone likes to talk about this combo, and yes, it is, the mechanic is a little busted, but it's not some just first two pick Shaker Morphling and win the game kind of thing.
I think Nico Baby is a player who can play Morphling without a Shaker, though. I think the hero is good enough that he can get away with it.
But I don't think you want a first two Morphling.
Right, yeah, no, probably not.
He's like he's kind of the kind of hero you want to maybe fourth pick or something.
I mean, if they first face him, it's probably going to be Gyro, which is what we saw like more often than not.
Particularly a Gyro when it's flex, because it can go mid. We've had, I mean, it was one of Limp's 3 signature heroes. It's, I guess, his third most played hero this tournament, but he's also being played by Nico Baby as well.
By the way, for this one, Liquid won the coin toss and chose Radiant.
Okay.
Naga ban, so I think they knew there was going to be some good heroes left. Naga's looked really good this tournament. We've seen TNC with KP playing it, well, they pick as a flex hero, KP and Gabby. Vici Gaming have picked the hero. Really good against Void, really good against some of these other meta carries as well, so, and great synergy with some of the combos like the Naga Disruptor, of course, that we've seen.
5 seconds remaining.
So if this was group stage, I would immediately be like, oh, Gyro counter. That's what they're going to pick for Nico Baby right away.
No.
They're just doing the Shaker Morph straight up.
Okay.
I mean, now you kind of have to pick the Morph, right?
I think it's a bit of it could be a bit of a trap to pick the Morph.
There is no way you're going to let Morphling through. That is the scariest thing. You're in elimination, best of 3. You're going to open up with getting Morph gyroed?
Absolutely. You do. You don't sabotage your... I don't think you want to sabotage your own draft by just first doing Morph. You can. It's not a complete sabotage. You can draft around it, but...
And you're playing against a Morphling, which means you can always turn into that guy, Earthshaker. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know, like it is this combo that's going to get nerfed in the new patch, but it's not some insta free win thing. Like there are teams who just flat out ignore
it's not
it.
an insta free win. It's
you have to play.
It's a 20-minute free win.
You have to
25.
The combo's lost this tournament for one thing, by some good teams have played it and lost with it. So it gets run over. It has a really weak early game, and they're going to avoid AA, so they get the good synergy with these two heroes, preemptively have a soft counter to the Morphling and the AA. But I'm okay. I think picking Morphling would have been way worse for Liquid than what they picked here.
So then, my question is, why opt to ban the Night Stalker in first phase? Because
Night Stalker is more broken than Morphling.
You think so?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, no, not Morphling, Morph Shaker. Because you only have to ban one of the two. The Shaker or the Morph.
But yeah, you said why ban Night Stalker. So
right.
Who do you not ban then? I guess like the Mirana or something?
No. So I'm saying like instead of banning Night Stalker, like what do you think is more intimidating? Going up against a Night Stalker or going against Morph Shaker?
Night Stalker.
Okay. I would say the Morph Shaker is more intimidating.
Well, the thing is, it's a Night Stalker +1 because it's two heroes.
Yeah, so
it's
like
Night Stalker Coddle or Morphling Shaker. I think Night Stalker Coddle is a better opener.
Okay.
I think Morphling, if you get Morphling Shaker in like second phase like that, and you've already like locked in some heroes, you don't have good answers to it, then it can get really tricky. But they have the entire draft to respond at least now.
So then, Shiver.
Yeah.
What heroes did the Morph Shaker lose to?
Oh, my notes are not. Don't have a search bar. I use pen and paper.
Control F for me if you don't mind. Real quick.
But if you give me a second, because I only wrote down drafts of not every team.
I'm not in any
rush.
rush.
Teams that are eliminated, they're not important
curious.
enough to have my draft written down.
I think Vici Gaming beat it one game. They ran over it in 20 minutes before.
So fast push is what you're leaning towards.
I think J-Storm lost with it. Was it Vici J-Storm that happened?
I can look it up.
J-Storm lost with it, I'm still not...
J-Storm did lose to it against IG.
Lose to it or lost with it?
J-Storm lost with it.
Okay.
And IG had a Drow, TA, Axe, Lina, Ogre.
So they ban out the Axe, Drow, TA... So yeah, fast push seems to be the answer then.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta out-time that Morphling Axe.
Yeah.
Yeah. The big thing is these heroes have a poor laning stage. Often, like the Shaker, whether he's a support or a 3 position, he's just not a good hero in the early game in the lane. So you can bully the fact they have a Shaker. You can bully the Morphling lane, get some Rubik, Abba or something.
Undying and Ogre are banned out. Oh no!
Oh,
I
no, it's
wonder what
Jakiro.
Fata is going to play.
Gonna have to pick the Jakiro.
The Ogre Undying are the heroes that can fight the Abaddon in lane, whereas Jakiro doesn't fight it as well.
Yeah, and I would like the Abaddon for Liquid quite a bit. I
So
think that's
I think they're at least picking something along those lines, some tanky melee hero that doesn't want to get decayed or punched by this Orb of Venom Ogre that Fata likes to go. So Jakiro is still good at dealing with those heroes, but not on the same level.
I feel like this is the kind of game that you save 33's hero for the end. Because depending on how difficult 33 is to deal with, that's going to determine how much time you can spend bullying Morph Shaker. Because you still got to worry about protecting your Void in the meanwhile.
I guess they're going to have the 2 picks in a row at the end, so... Ooh, that's, I want to say that's their 5 position, maybe. I don't know if we've seen this, but we've seen it from other teams, but we haven't seen it from Fata, of course.
Yeah.
There was a Blightstone Nature's Prophet from...
Right. TNC, I think.
Okay.
I think it was Tim's.
Was it not? Yeah, it was a 4 position H Prophet that time.
Oh, okay, but they laned it in the safe lane with a PA, I remember. But yeah, you're right, it was, it was a 4 position.
We saw Tim's Nature's Prophet twice, actually. And once, it was when they had a Morph Shaker.
Ah. Did they win the game?
They did. TNC did not drop a game in the groups. They won versus eHome with a Morph Shaker, Nature's Prophet, and then a Puck and a Venomancer.
Yeah, the Veno.
Nature's Prophet brings to the table is just incredibly strong laning. You just go to lane with your Treants, likely a Blightstone. You just right-click people. You have that double TP where you can use your teleportation back to base and your TP scroll to lane to bring your carry more regen, which is incredibly powerful in the early game. So this hero just secures your lanes.
And fantastic at countering bounty runes. The faster you get this Morph online, if you manage to get the Aghanims before Morph hits level 15, you are on track to win the game extremely quickly.
What's Limp going to play now is perhaps the question. Lina, Death Prophet, his 2 most played. Probably the 2 heroes to look at, but they're going to pick Lich first. So
33 Nature's Prophet then?
Or Shaker.
Or Shaker. So then 4 position, so Handskin Prophet maybe.
Lich Prophet, I mean, you have 2 range supports to just secure Morph's lane if that's what you really want. Shaker can kind of secure his own lane with the Fissure block to a certain extent. If they want to do their Alliance style, which is just give 33 the bare minimum farm to play with, they can just try lane this Morphling. The Lina would have, I think, looked better than the Death Prophet, because you're not looking for that kind of timing where you can push towers, take Roshan. When your timing is Morphling coming online, your mid just needs to be more of a playmaker, which is what Lina would have brought to the table. Not sure they actually want Death Prophet here, but we'll see.
Ban out OD Razor. Well, Razor would have been good.
Well, I'm saying with a stun that can make moves. I hear Fog saying Kunkka. I like that idea. He's a smart man. He knows what he's talking about.
Yeah, Kunkka would be very nice.
Doesn't have terrible mid matchups. They ban the OD. So
there it is. Yeah. Good call, Fog. He raises his hand.
And they were ready. They saw that Kunkka come. And they're like, we got the lane counter ready. Kunkka's still a good hero. This is like one of the few pretty bad matchups for Kunkka.
So yeah, Fata will be playing the Lich. Yep. Still don't know what 33 is doing. It's
new hero for Fata.
New hero for Fata. Add a fourth one to the list.
So you have to predict Alliance to win this, Neil, since you...
Oh god, he's playing a different hero.
You're so set on the Shaker Morph. Are you?
Yeah.
I better be hearing Alliance.
I'm going... Well, so first I want to see what 33 is doing. I would...
Oh, which hero, yeah.
I would prefer 33... Man, I don't actually know which one I would prefer.
Maybe Nature's Prophet in lane can actually... cause Void a lot of problems.
Yeah,
we might see him on that.
I do prefer it on the Prophet because I also think Prophet is not going to be able to do a great job at bullying a Legion commander.
Well, and AA is a hero that's notoriously bad at laning against Nature's Prophet as well. That's when Nature's Prophet was getting picked a lot because like, these 5 positions like AA, CM who can't play against it, but Handskin picks it up.
Yeah, I would have preferred 33 on it. But I'm still going Alliance because they got Morph Shaker. It's the most broken combo in the game, guys.
Do they have enough answers for the Morph Shaker gods?
They have their own, OP heroes. So I actually like Liquid's draft a bit better.
Oh.
This is a test to see just how good Morph Shaker is. If it can't win this game, then clearly it needs some buffs. Ice Target listening. If Morph Shaker loses, it's not good enough. Give Enchant Totem some more bonus damage or something.
The other thing is that I don't know how effective Ancient Apparition is going to be in this game. They've been first phasing it quite a bit, almost as a defense to a preemptive Alchemist.
Yeah.
And here it was kind of, yeah, it's still good against Morphling, but you don't really have anything that can, like, get global pickoffs with Ice Blast. It's pretty much just there in combat versus a Morphling, or maybe a duel. You get some setup with it.
Feels like Boxy needs to have a good game because he's their guy who's going to go around setting up kills.
Where have I heard that before?
Every single Team Liquid game. And it worked the last series.
It did. It did. Otherwise, they would not be here. They're both already secured top 8, but one of these teams will remain in that. Another will be able to claim their space as a top 4 and hopefully for them go all the way. But we're going to find out what's going to happen in the first game of this best of 3 series with LD and Fogged.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Space Jam 2, or maybe Space Jam 8 upon us. We've seen 7 Morphling picks this tournament. Fogged, he is 5-2.
Okay.
Clocking in around a 71% win rate. We'll see how it works out. I don't think we saw him at all like the last 4 or 5 days, though. It was only in the group stage.
Since I've arrived,
like
I've
the
not
early
seen it.
bracket.
Yeah, since I got here Sunday, I watched the group stages, and I saw I saw a couple of them, but none since I've been here, so... Yeah. Okay. And now let's look at this. So, do they have enough to deal with it? I think they do have some decent options, and they do have some good ways to pressure. I do like the way that they have like the Legion Commander. I think that was a cool response to at least put pressure onto it. And I think the Razor pick is like super good. I've seen Koikfa dominate on this hero quite a lot recently. Very good matchup for him versus that Kunkka too.
Yeah. So obviously, Liquid have pretty strong late game in their own right. They have the Ice Blast to try and deal with the Morphling a bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, he gets a BKB. You got the Smash Bros coming in here with the double dunks, the double fissures in the mid-game. Could be scary, and it seemed like Alliance, after that Morph Shaker, they really wanted to, as you put it during the draft, like secure the lane. So they get the Nature's Prophet as their third pick. Obviously not going to offer as much in the mid to late game if he doesn't have a good start.
Yeah.
But should help them get some early farm.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you look at... I think this has been a thing that pros players do for a long time. Just like you see, like AA and Rubik, and you're like, dude, these are some squishy supports that don't do anything.
Give him the old right click.
Give him the Nature's Prophet because they don't. Sure, you can fade bolt the treants and stuff like that to try to solve it, but you're gonna get pressured. They're definitely gonna be focusing. They're gonna just try to be pulling the attention away from the Morphling on the side of Alliance. That is, just try to put pressure onto the Void, make Liquid respond to you so that you can make your Morphling get Aghanims and win the game.
Yeah, he's got 5 armor. Rubik has 2. He's got 61 damage. Rubik has 54. And, of course, Nature's Prophet also with the Treants and more HP.
Yep.
The AA, squishy little boy, only hitting for 49 damage without the Chilling Touch. So, that said, they are going to be tri-laning. So Void should probably have a decent lane of it, but it does free up that Morphling up top to have an easy time.
Yeah, they're still gonna. I mean, they're still gonna put pressure though, right? Because they're gonna be pulling the lane back constantly with the Shaker, and then just Nature's Prophet, the right clicks. I'm surprised this hero actually just like disappeared. I know a lot of teams just haven't really touched him at all, but he has gotten nerfed quite a lot. And I know like No Tail, he still really loves the hero. He always tweets about it and stuff like that. So
Admiral Bulldog probably smiling somewhere right now if he's awake. If not, he'll have a nice little treat to go with his breakfast.
I'm wondering how much can they actually pressure this Morphling? Because Boxy, Legion Commander is one of the better ones to pressure. But there's a Lich. Lich is really good at securing the lane for yourself. So I'm wondering if they're going to maybe even move the lanes, not do a full tri-lane bottom. But yeah, we'll see how it plays out as we see Quad Treants. Mickey wants a rune.
Does have the point in Time Walk.
He actually just
will snag the rune.
Huh.
So ends up being 3 for 1.
And 33 reveals that he has Enchant Totem, not Fissure. Since he uses it right at the start there. So they're going to know he's just focusing on those last hits, not going to be trying to pull the lane back much. And
they are going to go to the 2-1-2.
Yep, they're going to swap it up. I think they kind of like have to. It's like, sure, you want to secure your Voice farm, but you cannot let Morphling just get a full free farm lane versus the Legion Commander. You have to do this.
So the trade-off, some pressure on Mickey. We'll see how him and Insania can handle this Nature's Prophet.
They're going to have trouble down here, I'd imagine at least.
They have no AoE with the Rubik on.
Yeah, and look at AA hitting those treants. They take 0 damage. So it's going to be up to Mickey if he can just get those like straight up last hits, because Insania, I don't think he's going to be able to help too much unless a rotation comes from it.
Well, our mid lane, Koikfa on the Razor up against Limp on the Kunkka. We've seen this matchup a few times. Seems like one of Kunkka's roughest, if not the roughest matchup he has out of, the common mid picks.
I think the two favorite for me versus Kunkka is, one hero's kind of dead right now. One is the Monkey King. I know OG, especially the Thompson, love to play that one a lot versus the Kunkkas, even at TI, and Razor, yeah. These are two of the strongest to shut it down.
So Taiga already spamming out the Fade Bolts up top, keeping the pressure on Nico Baby. But with Morphling, we've seen it's all about getting that level 3, and that's when you become very difficult to kill.
Yeah.
So he's playing pretty safe for now. Mid lane looking good, though. 7 and 4 on the Razor, getting those denies.
I think two of Liquid's lanes should win on paper right now. The Legion Commander Rubik and then the Razors should win mid, but bottom, I think, yeah, it should be hard. But Mickey's starting to get his farm up, and they have a lot of regen down bottom, which is great. They have 4 Tango Salve on Insania, 3 Tango Salve on Mickey too. So.
Already got the stick as well. Taiga's taking some heavy damage top. This could potentially be a kill. They've got another Frost Blast here. Fada playing with him, but Boxy comes in for the support.
Yeah, he had stick plus Fairy Fire. He's feeling a bit safe, and he's actually brought also 2 salves top. So this is all about the regen war.
The
for
great
Liquid.
regen war of 2019.
And he's going for the kill, Fada.
It's Fada's turn to be in trouble. Taiga has that Mango, has a level 1 Fade Bolt. Is he going to commit for it? Not fully, but this leaves Nico Baby unprotected in the lane. Only 5 CS.
I swear I've seen more Fairy Fires than ever in the last 2-3 months.
Just for that outplay potential.
Yeah, just these supports just trying to go for that little play there, right? Just oh, they used a spell. Oh my god, I used this Fairy Fire and survived and got a switch, turned around kill. Do see it happen quite a lot recently.
They GP out the Nature's Prophet. It'll be, I imagine, rejoining the lane. Maybe thinks about going on Taiga top. We'll see. Hasn't committed with the teleportation just yet.
Maybe he's waiting to pick up an item or two. Yeah, he's picking up 33's items before he heads back down.
So Taiga doing some stacking of his own potentially up here. Just playing with the creeps.
And Mickey is not getting pressured that much right now. They're doing a really good job bottom to control and make sure he gets that farm.
So if the lanes don't go well for Alliance, do you think they're in a lot of trouble here, or do you see them as a lineup that can easily recover in the mid game?
I wouldn't call it a lot of trouble. They're in trouble, but the one thing that you look at the lineup of Liquid is they don't really push towers at the fastest rate. So it's all about if they can actually start to assert their dominance and use their gold lead to actually take over the map. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the only damage they're really going to have to hit towers is the Razor right clicks.
Yeah. Press the attack, I guess, like buffing people up. Nico, baby.
Getting pressured here by Boxy. In comes the Lich, the Fade Bolt. Not enough damage to get the kill. Still only a level 2 Morphling, though. Fada will usher Taiga away. Shoot through another salve. Lich still sitting on a decent amount of regen. And a salve up on the Morphling. Of course, you have to press the attack here on the Legion Commander. He's got his own salve Mango and stick Tango, so it's just all about regen in these lanes.
Yeah, cancels Nico Baby salve a bit there.
Taiga could be in danger here. He's got the 5 stick charges. Boxy's coming in.
The press,
the attack, the quick turnaround. Fada, who's going to be our first blood, gets lifted back in. He engages. That's the +1 factor. Habskin comes in. He secures it, gets off the Sprout just a second late. Fada barely able to hit him. And that will be a 1-for-1 trade.
Nice TP there from, I think he just was coming back up, right, from being down bottom.
Yeah, because it's only the level 1, so 50-second cooldown.
Yeah. Good timing there for Hanskin to come in there, but still, the lanes, it's 1K gold lead anyway for Liquid off of all this, just because of how these lanes are playing out. Mid is 29-9 to the 19-2, having an excellent time.
And bottom lane's even, the CS, despite having this Nature's Prophet.
He's just doing, the thing is, the Void's just doing better than the Morphling, which is always, super important. As Mickey now.
He's going to go on Mickey here. Has the Enchant Totem. Mickey already used his Time Walk. It's down for a while. He does have stick charges. He's got a Quelling Blade. Need one more enchant. They get the kill.
He didn't use his stick charges there. He has to know the totem's coming. That was a little greedy there by Mickey to not pop him early on.
A lot to think about, wondering if that Sprout's going to come out, and just hesitated too much.
Maybe he was thinking, I'm dead anyway, and I want to save the 1 charges. Not too sure.
I think he lives with them, though, because he also has a salve. The Time Walk was cooling down soon, but... Well, back in the lane as the creeps are pushing in, so he'll catch up in CS here.
Yeah.
But that's a big kill.
Yep, big kill for them to get that start as... Who got the last hit, right? It was 33? Yeah, it was. So, always nice to get your Earthshaker some early on kills, as, levels for your Earthshaker means Morphling has a better time when he gets that Aghanims, and if you have Max Enchant Totem, he's super happy.
And worse time for everyone else on Liquid.
Yes, absolutely. And especially also because their disables aren't the strongest on Liquid either, right? They only have like the Void, the Duel, and the Rubik. Rubik and Void are pretty good because they're quick to be able to catch that Morphling, but yeah, it could be a little bit hard for them to actually get on him and slow him down from just dunking and slam dunking everywhere when it does inevitably come online.
Nico Baby's still struggling a little bit in this top lane. Getting 11 denies on the Legion Commander. Gets another one under the tower. Boxy just not making life easy. Limp, meanwhile, getting bullied a bit away from his own neutrals.
Strong lanes. That's what we're talking about.
He's keeping up in CS, but I think a fair amount of these are neutrals because his net worth is a full 1,000 down on the Razor.
Yep. This is a great start for Liquid, and I don't think they should.
Gold lead. They're diving Fada up top, press the attack. They've got a duel. They might just get a free kill here. Fada wasn't able to get up the Frost Shield. He's going to go down. Gives that early damage to Boxy, who's very, very tanky. 1,000 HP. Bo coming in, though, looking for the turnaround. They should get the Taiga trade, but it's a big commitment. Bringing in the Kunkka for that, the Nature's Prophet.
Yep, bottom. Razor, 33.
This is the bigger kill if they can claim it.
He's juking, jiving, unable to get out.
Not juking good enough. So they get the off-lane Shaker kill, the trade, a Rubik, and of course, big pick off on the Lich with the dual damage early on.
I like that rotation from Koikfa, right? You see the Kunkka's not laning. You have two options. Either you stick and you try to push the tower, or you make a move yourself. So I do like that he decided to be a little bit more active, as his Void was getting a little bit pressured, at least in the lane. I think Liquid should just keep staying up top. That's what I was trying to say before, is just keep throwing their bodies. Even if they do lose a hero or something, if they lose Taiga, who cares? Just keep putting bodies up there to put the pressure on this Morphling. Because, yeah, like you said, Nico Baby's getting slowed down heavily.
They are keeping the pressure up, and a Legion Commander ahead with the phase boots. He can just run in with right clicks, force you off the lane. Sure, you may not die, but you're not farming.
Yeah.
And Morphling, obviously a great, hero killer and like mid-game comeback hero in that way, but this hero does not flash farm neutrals at this stage. Like, he needs some big items before he can really clear creeps quickly.
Yeah.
It's not a gyrocopter or TA with giant stacks in the jungle.
Yeah, there was a time where we saw a lot of the Morphlings doing like the you get the like Morbid Mask, you get that life steal, and you go hit some Ancients at one Agi, but he's a safe lane one, and he's gonna have to.
And you're against an AA, so I don't even know if that's in your early game kit.
Yeah,
maybe for your farm efficiency.
Maybe eventually, probably something like that, but maybe not this game either. And that's another thing.
They're gonna TP in. They're making a rotation bottom. It's gonna be 3 heroes coming in with Limp. They've got the X. They've got the boat. Mickey caught by the torrent. The damage. It's not enough just yet. He's got the stick charges. He's going to walk it off. The Sprout comes through just to try and block off the path of retreat. Not sure they get this kill, and there is a dive ongoing top as they're chasing out the Lich while this is happening. They need to get Mickey here. Another Enchant Totem. Chronos deployed. Mickey's going to make it out with the salve. He's gone, and meanwhile, there's a duel on Lich. There's a kill for Boxy, plus 20 damage. Nico Baby still being pressured all the while, and they get nothing.
Everything. I mean, it's really going super well for Liquid. Look at that. Like 3K gold lead plus. They get a rotation coming from the Kunkka. They don't set up the kill. Bottom. This is all victories.
And they're getting
here.
a tower mid.
Yeah.
Koikfa maybe not going to finish it yet, but that's a lot of damage. You mentioned they don't have great push, but if there's no one in lane, he can just right-click the tower.
Oh, and he actually just walks in and gets a D-ward just like that. That's all right. Some nice easy gold for Koikfa as he's walking in, maybe looking for some stacks and stuff like that, but just taking away, denying that farm from the Kunkka.
All right, so can this Nature's Prophet be the X factor? He is about to hit level 6 on Hanskin.
That's pretty early.
They have the Wrath of Nature. They haven't done any damage to towers with him, though. Despite the leveled up Nature's Call. Just haven't seen any push opportunities. And honestly, Liquid, they've got great deep push. A lot of AoE, a lot of nukes.
Yep.
So they need hero kills to make these pushes happen.
Definitely, yeah. He's gonna. I mean, he'll get there eventually. Like right now, he was focused more on just like the laning, like when he was TPing and stuff like to like help the morph. But in time, he will start.
They're gonna defend mid. They do throw the frost armor on the tower, but Koikfa is relentless. Just keeps on whacking away, and he will claim it very early. No defense.
I cannot believe they actually did not send anybody mid for that. That is like the most important tower in the game right now for Alliance. Is now Koikfa can just continue walking into the enemy jungle, and Morphling's home is not very easy for him, not safe at all.
Yes, to quote Winter, it might be in trouble at this rate.
Oh yeah, I remember that one.
Home in trouble.
Home in trouble. I miss Winter.
I miss Winter. I don't miss him constantly flaming me, but when he's being nice, I miss him.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Gorman.
Yes, Mr. Gorman. So Nico Baby's got to retreat to the jungle here. Ice Blast comes through onto the shrine, just barely clipping him.
That's just obnoxious. Like
I
this
know.
is constantly happening now too.
And they've got this ward. I'd imagine Taiga maybe thinks about a new ward placement. Doesn't have one in his inventory right now.
Speaking of Taiga, also, we see some gold appearing above Taiga's head because Koikfa is farming massive stacks that were stacked by that Rubik. So getting a little bit of extra gold for that Rubik, and Koikfa.
Thanks for the arcane boots.
Yeah.
Any moment now.
Koikfa's 110 last hits on this Razor right now. Everything's just working together here for Liquid.
And the thing is, even if Mickey was under farm, that's your damage in the Chronosphere. They are going to find an opening top, though. Rotation in onto Boxy. Last hit going to Nico Baby, and it's a killing spree.
Oh, that's a lot of... Uh-oh. He's gotten a kill.
Oh, no. Let it begin.
No, it's a little too...
Let it begin.
It is one of the...
There's your flash farming potential with the overwhelming odds.
And the press the attack, too.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good thing that he can turn into early on.
He's got one component of the Ags. Some money towards the second. He looks like he's skipping the Yasha early, which we often see.
Yeah, that's usually like your farming kind of mechanic item. So it looks like he just really wants to, get the Ag.
They're just feeling like, get this Ags and let's just frag. Bottom lane, 33. He's been caught out. They committed a chrono for this. Can they bring the Earthshaker down? They need a bash. No, not even. Just shatters. Nice kill by Liquid. That was the second Ice Blast. And it scores a kill as Hanskin is rather boldly farming the enemy wood here. Picked up his Vlads.
He really wants to snipe a courier, it looks like. Dude, look at that ward put up there. He's been here for over a minute now, just kind of chilling. They really hope that Mickey would get that last kill, though, because he's queued up the Midas, so he's trying to go for some bit of a greed build. As they do have a pretty good lineup if they can actually scale quite hard.
I think this works when your Razors had such a good start.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need the Void to be the big right-clicker in fights. And he should be able to get off Chronosphere in the mid-game, I would say. Though, at some point, you do have to worry about that chain stun from the Morph Shaker. Liquid are going to smoke, though. They send 3 to top, potentially backing up Boxy.
They want to get aggressive wards down. Right now, they don't really have much vision on the map at all. They only see that bottom side. Yeah, you see them drawing that circle there. Insania's like, yeah, we gotta start covering our bases. Morphling's starting to get away with going to the jungle and farm up as, the second piece of that Aghanim is picked up now. Nice smoke.
We're going to see some battles with this.
Yeah.
You don't get this Ags rush with no Yasha just to, chill and farm. They want to get some kills.
Yeah, he's actually not going to... he might have it so early on that it's like he's
might
quite
catch
far away
them off
from
guard,
Like, the morph duration talent's also really important for him to have to be able to actually abuse that a lot. So he might have it before he even hits level 15 at this rate.
Could be awkward.
A little bit
We'll
for
see.
Alliance, yeah.
And they're losing towers at an alarming rate as Tier 1 top fell, Tier 2 top now being threatened. Koikfa just fearless with the with the Yules standing behind the enemy Tier 2.
Oh, bottom. Boxy, he's setting up.
Duel number 3, it's looking likely. Ice Blast coming in. Fissure interrupts, at least blocks the duel damage.
But he's dead.
But he's going to shatter. And meanwhile, in the jungle, they've found Mickey, pulling him in. Can the Lich make a big play? Not enough damage. Just walks it off.
He actually just ends up surviving again, and that's before he even has the level 10 talent. They're just trying to blow everything on him. What was that? Was that Boat and Chain Frost? It was. They used everything to try to bring him down, and they couldn't.
That's a concern.
Yeah.
It's still a level 1 Boat. Koikfa's level 13, and this Kunko with all his ganking is only 11. Level 2 Boat, maybe that's a kill, but
they got looks like they got the 1D ward, I believe. Yeah, they did get the 1D ward, but a sneaky ward was placed by Liquid up on that little clip there that you can, you cut the tree.
Juicy little sliver of vision into the dire jungle.
It's a tough one to D-ward, too, because if you actually don't have vision of the high ground there, you can't actually do anything. You have to get vision in order to see that the tree was cut down. Otherwise, you can't actually cut it. It's a really weird kind of mechanic that works for supports.
Yeah, and they don't have... I guess they could TP on the hill, potentially, but... Yeah. Here comes the initiation. 33, catching out Boxy, but who's caught whom? He gets the bounty rune. He gets out safely, and it will be another triple bounty rune grab for Liquid. Up 6k gold.
Yeah.
With a Void, building a Midas, with an AA to deal with the Morphling later on. If you were going to write a script to counter Morph Shaker, this would be the start.
Yeah, and it's looking good because they've taken 2 towers. I think they do want to start moving forward and trying to get another tower down here because that's really important.
Moving
to
on to Limp. They get Koikfa in position. The Lich there to protect him. Throws out the defensive boat.
He's right.
Will disengage.
Pop the drum charge and everything to get out of there.
Yeah. Has to respect that early duel damage on the Legion Commander. As Taiga's going to find Hanskin. Sprouts him up, quick lift, drop him back, and reinforcements arriving. They're going to commit the chrono for this. Ice Blast is on cooldown, but they don't need it. Hanskin will go down. Last hit to Taiga. Already Aether Lens complete.
With the pace of the game that's going, right? Mick is like, whatever, I'm just chronoing whoever I see in front of me. Like, a kill's a kill. You know how defensive at the moment Alliance is playing. Alliance can't really make moves on the map. So, yeah, sure. Why not?
Is a Morphling Ags enough?
He's about to have it. Is he going for a solo Insania?
Don't think it's enough damage.
He was going. He wanted it, but yeah, it's not even close.
If nothing else, it's like, just limit his ability to farm safely.
Yep. But now they know Insania's down here.
And will he stick around?
They're hunting. They don't quite see him.
They don't scout him out. He will TP away, and Nico Baby keeps on farming. So that's the Ags.
Ags complete with levels are Shaker. He does have max enchant totem, so that 144 build is available for Morphling to have a lot of fun with. And for us to all have fun with as we watch it.
We'll
if
see.
they can make it work, because Liquid they're doing everything right so far.
Taiga just harassing up here top, and they are making a move on bottom with Koikfa. Slowly lashing Hanskin. He's got the Yule Scepter, but just gets the vision. And now
another duel.
There's the duel and another win. 30 damage on Boxy.
And we see, of course, Boxy, he's doing the little hood trick. You lock your hood and disassemble it in the fight, so you get that pipe complete for the double barrier usage. Yeah, they're doing, like we're saying, they're doing everything right. They're moving from lane to lane, getting these pickoffs, and they keep continuing this gold lead without losing much of anything. Koikfa, Yules, and BKB done pre-20 minutes.
The ping came out right away from Taiga, so they have seen this Ags rush, and they're aware it's online.
Yep.
And now back towards the Manta. Alliance not like in any rush to make a move here, it seems.
From what we've seen in the past, why would they be, right?
Is it that game, though? I mean, they have so much lockdown for this guy. Chrono, the Legion duel, Rubik with an early Aether Lens, now building towards a Blink. And you've got the Ice Blast, so he can't just rely on healing up in fights. It's not a free Morphling game.
No, definitely not. There are some. They do have some cooldowns, though, right? The Chrono and Legion duel are pretty long. Besides that, it's just the Rubik lift to catch him, so it can be a little bit difficult if they don't have the good positioning for it. But yeah, that Aether Lens is definitely going to help. And if he gets a Blink Dagger at a good timing, those instant disables are always amazing.
Yep. He's farming some neutrals here as Liquid look to descend on the mid lane. They just saw Nico Baby.
Look how defensive Alliance is playing. They're just like, all right, everybody kind of stick together. Be very careful. Liquid's really strong right now.
There's already a BKB up on Koikfa. He is 3K up on the Morphling.
He's had a flawless game so far. I mean, over 10 last hits a minute.
Really reminds you of like the old Fada Razor, where he's just somehow like keeping up in farm while constantly pressuring.
I think this is one of Koikfa's like new best heroes. I know people always used to talk about him as like the lone druid tinker kind of guy and everything like that, but he's really expanded his hero pool a lot recently, and I mean his Razor has been dominant in most of the games.
Especially when you get to last pick it and you know the matchup.
Yeah,
that always feels good.
Well, and they snap picked it. They knew this. They knew the Kunkka was coming. So
pipe now complete. All the tools for some additional pressure coming online.
Blink Dagger too for the Legion. So more ways to catch that Morphling if he's not expecting it, as we do have the smoke now coming out. Nico Baby, he's turned into the Earthshaker.
Oh, the scan caught it though. They know. Oop. And he pops out of there. Fissure off the mark here. Taiga's like, I would love to snag that. Can't get in range though. They do get a solitary D ward out of it.
Yep, and we see that Morphling, the cooldown, how long it really is early on. Of course. It's level 18 when it really gets super insane because it's always up with that morph duration, but yeah. It's pretty crazy that it goes from 100 to 40 seconds at 18. That's one thing I actually didn't notice, how low it is at when you're max level, 40 seconds.
Here comes a duel at the Bounty Rune, and another duel win for Boxy. 48 damage. Almost to a free Sacred Relic here.
He's having a very good game. I mean, everybody on Liquid so far is having a super solid game. Now they're invading, taking some farm away too.
10K gold lead.
Quiet game though, only 9-4, but Liquid's doing it just right. Everything is going perfect.
Looking to show the new alliance that old alliance still kings of the sand pit.
I thought we would be having a lot of trouble with this one, just calling them the wrong names over all the time, but so far so good.
Yeah, I mean, there's not really any grudges between the players. It's more just, you know, some fans thinking that Alliance did load a dirty. Or I guess Liquid now. But here comes the fight as Fada gets off the Sinister Gaze, delays the inevitable, blows the Chain Frost. That's on cooldown for 100 seconds, and Liquid are going to push.
He has 262 damage, too, so he can just take down this tower pretty quickly.
Oh, my God. Look at the damage, like you said. Tower melting. They are going to catch out Mickey. They get a fissure. Can they find a quick kill here? The secondary fissure does not hit Mickey, though. And Nico Baby, respectful and hesitant. Not jumping in. This is not how we're used to seeing Alliance play around Nico Baby. Like, he's normally a very aggressive carry in the mid game.
I think they're giving respect to how well Liquid did in this laning phase. Like, they are absolutely aware of what's been going on.
Mickey, he's found Handskin. He's got Chrono.
Ooh,
and
nice Sprout.
Ice Blast is coming in, but not going to come.
I think you have to give the kind of respect to Liquid when you see how the way things are playing out. Sure, 10-4 kills don't always mean anything, but you get a feel of a game when you're pressured this hard in all of your lanes, and you're not actually pressuring the Void in the bottom lane. So, yeah, this is.
So 33 is not going for an Eggs of his own. He's got a Yule's queued up, a potential Shadow Blade or Silver Edge later on.
Oh, so we won't
kind
be
of a
seeing
utility shaker.
Won't be seeing them slam together as we love seeing, you know, both of them jumping in on each other. But
it's just not the same, man.
No.
We want full Harlem Globetrotters here, you know?
Nice. He doesn't even have it like queued up like way later on. He's got Yule's, Force Staff, Shadow Blade.
I will get all other items before I get the Eggs.
Yeah, but interesting to see that.
Any sense of timing here for Liquid? Like, is there a point where they want to try and take high ground, or are you totally content to just sit back, got your GPM talent on the AA, your head and net worth, Void with the Midas, and just chill and farm?
I think you're pretty content. It's like, yeah, Morphling Shaker, it's this extremely strong combo, but Void is also an insane hero, especially in the later stages of the game. This hero just wins majority of games if it goes late, just because of the nature of Chronosphere. They don't really have saves either. If he does get, like, if they just get a good Chrono, someone's dead.
Another duel, and likely another kill. No, Fissure comes in. Going to interrupt that. Hanskin turns around with the defensive Sprout, and will make it out. Ice Blast just a bit late.
I think he would have been okay anyway. He has the hood plus the pipe that he was teleporting to pick up.
He did now disassemble and complete the pipe.
Yeah. And also, they have the Midas Void, too, which like, all these little things do start to play together, that they can just scale infinitely on that Liquid lineup. But it's all just what is the potential. This is where, like you said, this is the time to test. Can the Morphling or Shaker do it? Especially with this type of advantage that Liquid is. And the way they're playing super disciplined.
I mean, if they win this game, then I think the arguments, like you see it first two picks, you've got a full draft to counter, you've crushed the lanes, barring Liquid just throwing. You know, if they play their best and they still lose, then you got to think the Nerf hammer is coming.
Yeah.
The Frog is watching.
Nico Baby now does have that 15 talent. He's sitting around the Earthshaker quite a bit. Helps a little bit with that cooldown. Good for that mobility. And it continues to just be Alliance kind of playing the huddle. They're all playing pretty much within like a couple seconds of each other to make sure that they don't get pressured by Liquid's movements.
And Liquid are just continuing to push the gold advantage. It's not staying static here.
Yeah.
Now up to almost 15k gold lead.
10k experience lead as well. It's just continuing to go up at the same rate.
Nice steal here for Taiga with the level 4 Torrent. Combine that with the telekinesis and the longer duration.
Yeah, that's actually
some serious chain stun.
Probably his, I'd say like his second best steal he could get in this game, I think. I mean, like Boat and everything too, but Boat's super. I think like Fissure and Torn are the most likely you'll get as your best ones. Boat is, of course, amazing, but very tough to get sometimes.
The X could be nice if they don't need more damage.
Yeah.
But Fada will get a bounty rune here, and Taiga quick to come in. Throws out the stun. Follow-up duel is there.
Another one.
More damage for Boxy. 66.
Literal infinite scaling.
That is a good point. They should just go for a 100-minute game. All right. Case closed. There is no point where Alliance can outscale Liquid now. This has to be one of the best Legion starts we've seen all tournament. He's 5-1-3. He's 5th in CS, which is very impressive considering how active he's been.
Yeah, I feel like the hero just kind of disappeared in the last few days, and I'm not really entirely sure why, because I think he's still super strong. Like, teams were all about picking this hero for like the last 2 months, and then now recently just like disappeared. This is a perfect display of why the hero is.
I think we've seen a little more of teams sacking the off lane and just like kind of leaving someone to their own devices.
That's true, actually.
The last couple days, but this is what can happen.
He's getting roasted with two heroes pretty much. Boxy's just playing outside, using press the attack, using his pipe.
There's no way for Alliance to go into this pit with like the Nature's Prophet Lich support duo. They just feel very outgunned in team fights.
Yeah.
Like they need these chaotic, snowbally morph engagements, and tough to get those started when Liquid are so far ahead. You're probably not catching the Rubik unless he blunders. He's got a blink up now.
Rubik with a blink. That's a
and an Aether
Lance, and he's got 2,000 gold. This is the dream for them to just be able to catch the Morphling too.
Good luck protecting your Fissure at this point.
Yeah, I think he might actually just have to go for BKB on Nico.
He wants to set up. He's going to jump on Hanskin down bottom. Gets the lift off into the Torrent. Ice Blast coming in. Reinforcement in the form of Boxy was in the neighborhood, but just a bit too far away. He's not going to try to follow that up.
Bit too scary as they don't really see anything on the map.
Here come the TPs though. They see tier 1 bottom. They do not want to leave these outer towers up any longer.
Koifa's farm is insane. He's a Satanic as well now, just chilling on a Satanic at 27 minutes with 2 other items.
Where it gets hard for Morph Shakers if they can't chain burst the carry.
And that's exactly.
He's got BKB, Yules, and Satanic. So many interruptions.
And there's a press the attack behind him with a pipe, so they have so many different forms to kind of protect this very tanky Razor.
I love this build from Koifa, and it's like the least optimal morph situation.
Yeah.
He gets his BKB, but again, there is still a Chronosphere. There is still a duel, and they're going to make a go here. Committed jump onto the Lich. They're going to try to find Limp as well. Huge takedowns, and now 84 damage on Boxy.
I mean,
systematic from Liquid.
After such a long game, such a long time in this game where you're looking, you're like, Alliance is not making moves. I think as Liquid, you're like, all right, we can start just killing people over the map when we see them, because Alliance just doesn't want to fight us at all.
Mike feeling himself. All chat has that Aegis and shoves in the middle lane. They're going to see Hanskin farming bottom, and Taiga wants to punish this. TP coming in from the Legion Commander. They'll likely have an Ice Blast any moment. 3 seconds to go. He's going to hold on to the lift, get sprouted, 4 staff right out, and that should be a dead Nature's Prophet. Good lift, good Ice Blast. They'd love to wait for the duel here. Oh! Foxy a little. He's like, Taiga, please, can you just chill, bro?
Got the attack proc and just insta-killed him pretty much. Oh, well.
He's getting a heart, too. So who are you going on at this point for Liquid? I guess AA, if you can find him.
Yeah, they're all going to be pretty tanky to get burst down by that chain stun combo. Oh, look at Liquid. They're just continue 18,000 gold lead.
Surely at some point Alliance is going to try a play, right?
That's what I would imagine as well.
But I just feel hopeless when I'm them. I look at all these Liquid heroes like, we don't have that much vision. There's no one to easily jump and pick off, so maybe we just have to wait for Liquid to get cocky.
The thing is, they don't really have playmaking supports on Alliance, right? Like,
right. They have that Lich NP.
Lich NP, so it's up to the cores that just have to kind of try to make that move, but they're trying to make sure that they get their farm still. Like Limp, he wants this Halberd. Nico Baby, of course, wants to get as much farm as possible. It's really up to 33 to try to look for these moves, but it's tough. Level 18 now on Morphling. This might be where they start going, right? He's going to always be in Earthshaker form now with that Morph duration plus his level 18 skill point.
All right. They're moving in, grouping up. But grouping up against Liquid, that team fight combo is fearsome.
Yeah, and they've got about 1 minute and 20 seconds left until that Aegis is gone on Mike.
Fada's going to be the man in front, as he often is, trying to set something up here. But Liquid sweeping him from behind, going to walk right into Hanskin. Triance scouting him out. He'll farm those up, thank you very much. And the scan hits Paydirt. Finds these Alliance heroes retreating frantically. Smoke coming through as they try to get back in the trees, but they're going to run right into Koifa. Quick hop away from Nico Baby. He just wants to get out, and they're going to sacrifice Fada. Another kill for Liquid. The chase Not going to find anything else. Alliance are gone. They'll try to grab bounty runes, but
And
look at Liquid.
Look at Liquid immediately with the TPs.
They want to fight. They are not giving away free bounty runes. Alliance
Onskin.
actually not even going for this one bottom, but they are giving away free Nature's Prophet here. Koikfa locks him down. Here comes the Void. Here comes the duel. I'll take that damage, and we are now into 3-digit territory. 102 plus damage.
They're playing. I mean, they're playing the map so well. The way they just move, they take the fight top immediately.
Mid lane,
pop out of
Echo
mid.
Slam. They get Taiga here. Quick assassination. They had to play it perfectly for even that. But that's a dominating streak. That's a big kill. The rest of them should get out safely.
They're just a little bit hesitant because of that Aegis. It is going to be ticking down. That's why we saw them kind of just ditch the fight immediately because they're playing into an Aegis in that area. And now they're back up in farm. There's no Echo Slam available.
Yeah, you know that's on cooldown as Liquid. You're pushing.
Yeah.
Koikfa will take this tower. He is just he actually doesn't even have backup, but does not care.
I mean, he's so strong.
He's a thick boy.
He really is.
Butterfly coming soon. Man, that's a great solution to this Morph Shaker right click, I suppose.
However, the problem is that when you are Enchant Totem, you have True Strike.
That is true.
So he will actually be able to hit him,
But it's probably not enough to finish him. So, like, those extra right clicks afterwards, likely able to BKB Satanic.
yeah. I mean, he should have time. He's still very tanky. He didn't take the Armor Talon, which is a little surprising for me. But maybe just because I've seen when you're like really far ahead on Razors, people do take the they take the Eye of the Storm thing. It's just a lot of damage. As a heart is now finished also on Boxy. Oh my God. There's a lot of very tanky heroes.
They are big.
Yeah.
They are strong. Could they possibly lose a fight? That is the question.
Just don't get split up. Don't do some tag team stuff. Don't run around as two. That's where you start getting comboed by them.
No clowny circus shenanigans.
Nope, just still be careful. You have an 18k gold lead, but we've seen the potential.
That is where the Nature's Prophet could maybe come in. He's building towards a Hex.
He's farming pretty well.
Pretty far along, and the nature of that hero is to spread your team out.
Yeah.
So perhaps Hanskin can be the X factor, even if he can't contribute that much in team fights.
There's the next talent, the cooldown reduction on top of the mana cost reduction and everything.
Spooky.
Yep. Very spooky times ahead.
Liquid aren't spooked. They're grouping up. They're thinking about a high ground siege here, despite not having the Aegis.
Full butterflies being delivered for Koikfa.
All right. Just use the Eye of the Storm.
Double fissures.
Double
the jump
fissure.
forwards.
Initiation on Demike. They get a follow-up fissure, but the Morphline's also been stunned. Now the duel comes through on the back line, locking down 33 on the Earthshaker. Morphline's got to get out. They're all going to look to retreat. Chainfrost committed. BKB for Mickey was used, but he's still got the Chrono. Oh, this is where it could get a little dicey with that X, but do you really want to go on a Heart Pipe Legion? I think not.
That looked like it could have been a start of a big fight there. Liquid able to disengage.
Good discipline by Liquid not blowing spells when they didn't have like an easy team fight.
Yeah, I mean, Nico baby, he wants to try to catch them on the retreat here.
He knows that BKB is on cooldown. He saw the Void head to bottom. But there's that Radiant Observer ward. They have it up again. Scouts a lot of these movements.
Yeah, they haven't de-warded any of the times it's been up there yet. See if Fada does. He doesn't have a sentry right now. It's going to be coming. He might finally check that spot soon.
Hanskin Hex coming soon.
Hey, he's just, like you said, he's just trying his best to spread them out. Keep spamming his ulti every time. Boxy.
That's going to delay it, though. Ice Blast duel and another kill. Boxy at 128 damage. Additional.
And Insania, of course, taking the last hit. Not intentionally that time, though.
Did you see a Halberd pickup on the Kunkka to try and deal with this Razor in some of these upcoming fights?
I think this is like Limp's hero that he always builds the same items, I think. Every game I see him play, he goes drums, BKB into Halberd. I think that's just the build that he's really comfortable with, that he likes to play, and it synergizes really well with Kunkka. I mean, Halberd is really good on
Radiant
strength.
scans. Again, they're going to find someone, and it's Limp. Caught out. Smoke into an instant initiation with Koikfa just right-clicking the Yule Scepter, dodging the boat, tries to TP out. Going to be able to make it out, too. Dire Scan connects as well. Do you see Insania roaming around here? He's got backup in tow. Observer ward planted. It's only Fada, though, and they are shoving in the bottom lanes. Before that kill, I was going to say, Alliance is actually getting out in the map, you know, spreading it pretty nicely here. They did get a lot of push going on bottom. They're actually coming to try and help him. Nico Baby's here. Liquid are a little spread thin. Can we see an opening? 2-hero fissure with the Echo. Follow-up damage coming through. Boxy's being controlled. Hanskins arriving to the fight. Can they get this Legion or this Razor? That would be huge. BKB hops away, says no way. I am out. So just an Ancient Apparition who bought back.
They got the Merfoling's actual morph ended, so he wasn't able to just constantly jump around, and they got the full link off. Even though it was a good Echo Slam, they didn't have all the perfect type of follow-up to actually just chain stun them down.
It's like we talked about with
Boxy's tanky.
Koikfa also is having so many ways to like reset the fight if he needs to.
Yeah. They build tank, right? That's all they were thinking about. Is just like, if we can survive these stun locks, then we can actually react and be able to do something.
But if they had the Hex on Handskin, that's probably at least one more kill.
Yeah.
Which he's close to now, but here comes the push. Liquid looking to break the base. Mickey, Nero Satanic hasn't bought it yet, though.
They know there's no Echo Slam. It's 21 seconds also until the Earthshaker comes up. They're trying to take advantage of this.
They can probably get a tower into a shrine here if they want to slow roll it. They've got an Arcane Rune on Koikfa, so they could pressure for more. That Frost Armor proving a nuisance. Limp. Not going to try to reel anyone back in.
There's a big creep wave up top. I'm sure that someone wants to farm.
I'm feeling the Nature's Prophet this game now. That top lane all the way at the tower, like you said. Handskin pushing out bottom. Admiral Bulldog's legacy living on here for Alliance a little bit.
From the 4 position.
Yes, that's true.
Only level 14, where Bulldog's probably like, how's he only 14? I'd be 21.
What a trash can. Who is this imposter?
But he's got a Hex, so this is where they now have easier catch to set up for that Void rather than having to depend so much.
Instant smoke with the Hex.
Yep.
Koikfa would be huge. But the tier 1's still up. This is such a risky go. They're going to start it off with the Torrent. They follow up with the Fissure. I just don't think you can commit onto him when you don't see anyone behind him. Like, you have no vision.
And not, like you said, not that close to a
that
tower,
ward is still there, Giannis. I think it saw some of these Alliance heroes, and they're going to move forward. They lead with Koikfa. They get off the duel, and the Lich instantly deleting him from the fight. And just like that, it's a power play. And now hunting for more. Nico Baby hopping away. But the decisiveness of Liquid, they're just so confident with these wards. Is 33, gets a great echo, but where's the follow-up? BKB from Boyd instantly beats him down.
Did he echo then blink?
I
think he still clipped him. Okay,
I think he blink echoed.
Okay, it looked a little weird at first on my screen. I was like, wait, what?
But Rubik, oh no, he didn't steal anything. I thought he was going to steal something there, but he still has level 4 turret. So,
but he doesn't have Echo Slam now anyway. Even when he comes back up, he's dead for 45. But they catch him again.
That was one of those ones where you just probably have to die, or try to blink away. Because they are reliant on the Echo. Like, Boat is not going to help you against all these cores with BKB and or survivability items.
I mean, we're seeing they need a whole lot in this game right now for the side of Alliance for them to do pretty much anything versus Liquid. As it's been Liquid the whole game, right? It was 10-4 at one point. Now it's 21-6. Alliance has literally only gotten 2 kills in the last 20 minutes or something.
They have never led in this game, and they have never even felt like they're making a comeback.
Yeah, that doesn't really feel like they're even able to make any plays either on the map, right? Like, we see them try once or twice when they have Echo Slam up, but Liquid's map reads have been absolutely perfect this game. From the warding to them just understanding the movements has been absolutely on point. I've been seeing Insania drawing circles everywhere and always finding the right read. And like you said, the scans too, right? They've had, 4 successful scans, maybe more than that?
All of them leading to kills. Bottom lane, Insania is caught out here. Here comes Hanskin. They're going to commit a lot to try to bring down this ancient apparition, but the trap is sprung. Hanskin gets turned on with the duel. That's another duel win. 206 stolen damage on this guy. Mamma mia.
Yeah. That's a pretty big
They're starting to feel it, It's like, we're not doing anything. They're just all farming. They're getting farther ahead. We have to do something. Even if you get that kill. I mean, who cares, really?
Mm-hmm.
It's a 5-position Ancient Apparition. I don't want to say Alliance are desperate, but they're getting close.
They've gone, like I said, 2 kills in 15+ minutes or something like that. You definitely are feeling the desperation. You're playing you're all in on a 4 protect 1 with your Morphling, and you're playing versus a Tricore that's farming incredibly well. So it's definitely, tough times.
This is like a core Rubik. I mean, Taika's got an Ags up. He's level 20 already.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you mentioned there's a lot of good spells to steal this game, so.
Now you can just do it at a much higher frequency.
fearsome Rubik plays could be on the horizon as Hanskin tries to push the lanes out. But Mickey's got a DD, and he's got some time left on this one.
Oh, surprising to see that Hanskin actually took the armor talent instead of the Treant summon. I know they feed extra gold and all that, but he's literally just playing the rat game the whole time, so I thought he'd take more Treants. But it's just a little nitpick.
Maybe didn't expect it to get this ugly. Fissure comes through.
Secondary.
Fissure number 2 comes through.
Oh, did he steal? Oh, he actually got the Fissure.
Oh, no.
With an Aether Lens, too, so if you can see
With
that
the
cast
Arcane
range.
Supremacy. Whew, that is scary. And they just take a free lane of Rax.
Yeah,
Melee down, no sign of a contest. Look at the positioning from Liquid.
Just look at the position, look at the itemization too, right? Mickey also has a Satanic. You were talking about who do you burst down. It's just becoming harder and harder.
Their cores have an average of like 3,000 HP and 15 armor with BKB and regen.
And multiple different saves, right? They have to press the attack. And
an Aegis.
Yeah, and an Aegis, so.
And Time Walk, by the way, which is a pretty nice spell. But they're going to try to make their move anyway. The Stolen Fissure, great interruption on 33. They lift him up, they drop him down, they get the duel, and they should be getting the kill as the Chrono comes through. Mickey got stunned during this. Who will he find? Fada. Oh, the Hex, just not enough. They're able to keep him alive with the press the attack, and the double Fissure comes through, and Mickey doesn't care. He doesn't give 2 hoots. He jumps right past them. Did the buyback on the Shaker. He commits forward with an Enchant Totem. There's nothing to follow this up. Who do you go on? They're all still healthy. They've all still got most of their big cooldowns. And Liquid, they're showing all 3 cores in front. They're not even keeping the Legion behind anybody. That Fissure from the side. Nico Baby trying to find a quick way into this fight. They'll start with 1 Enchant Totem. They don't get the follow-up. That's an instant disengage. Press to remove these annoying single target debuffs. Hex, not going to amount to much. They try to sprout to defend the buildings.
The back door is back up, but they look like they should have enough damage to break through it. The disarm coming in.
Legion needs to get involved. They're throwing to press the attack. No, they got it, and now they're jumping in for more. Mickey's going in. They want Nico Baby.